Thinking. Okay, it's done thinking. Play the music. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Nonsensical Nonsense. I'm Glick, as always. We got Tony and Jeff in the house hanging out with me when I allow them to speak, not until I allow them to speak, so I can get through this. But hopefully you guys are having a good week so far. If you're not already, go ahead and check us out on all social media at Nonsensical Nonsense on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the TikTok. You can also get every single episode of the podcast on Spotify and everywhere you listen to podcasts at. Oh, my goodness. I'm fighting a cold. Sorry, guys. Don't forget you can join us live and in person every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday night on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Again, that's all at Nonsensical Nonsense. We do have an email if you guys would like to email us. You can shoot us an email about anything you'd like. That's at nonsensicalnonsensepodcast@gmail.com. And we do have a merch store if you're interested in any of that stuff at teespring.com/nonsensical nonsense podcast. So go check us out. Give us a follow. Give us a like. Give us the old double thumbing. And if you be so kind, we don't ask for much around here. The one favor we do ask of you guys is just to give us a share. Let us know. Let other people know about us. There's plenty of us to go around. I don't know what the hell, Tony. What are you doing? You're miming over there?
What are you doing?
I turned
I'm just talking shit. I'm just talking shit.
I turned your mic off on purpose.
I know. I saw that. I know.
Angry black man. Watch out, everybody.
Pissed off black man. That's all right. All right. Uncomfortable motherfuckers get uncomfortable, then you understand.
I've been uncomfortable most of my life.
I was going to say, what should make today any different?
Then you understand.
I'm getting to a point of comfortability. So,
what's up, Debbie? Thank you, lady.
I don't want to be too comfortable.
Debbie McCabe has an aspect of gratitude for me. She has been supportive. She has not been an issue. She has laid me out, but she has also been there. Lady, I thank you. I mean that shit. I'm telling the world right fucking now. Thank you. Let's continue. I got some shit to say today. Let's go.
Fair enough.
I got some shit to say today.
You always got some shit to say.
Read the t-shirt. I got some shit to say today. Let's go.
You would think with as many platforms that you're on and as much shit as you say on a daily basis, you would run out of shit to say. To the point. What am I jealous? I'm still trying to figure out the jealousy factor. What am I jealous of?
Bringing up what I got, you sound.
I'm not bringing it. I'm just saying you have a lot. You say a lot on a regular basis.
Because I'm jealous. How about that?
Okay, well, if you're jealous, then you're jealous. I'm not jealous. I was simply stating, as much as you speak, I can't imagine why, as your shirt says, you always have so much to say.
Well, people say that. People have been saying that about me and you, Chris, for years.
This is true.
How do these two motherfuckers still have shit to talk about?
I talk about things 3 days a week.
the rest of the week, I'm basically a hermit crab.
Yeah, three out of the 7 days a week, I'm here talking. The other 4 days, I'm just existing. You know.
I must admit, recent events have given me something more to discuss because things have been kind of quiet. But I will admit that I am very perturbed with a lot of what's going on. But I'm going to save that for later because I can actually do this shit. What's up, Amanda? How you doing?
What's up?
Well,
no, I, in all honesty, I have not even. I did hear about what happened, but I haven't gone into any depth of it.
Right.
Because I've just been kind of staying in my lane and focusing on what I need to do. So. I did see something in the news, and I was like, "Oh, that's fucked up." And
extremely.
Unfortunately, I had to get back to doing what I had to do.
And on this platform, we try not to go political, we try not to go religious. But as a father, that shit pisses me the fuck off. So I'm going.
Well, as I said to you, as I said to you,
no frame of reference.
As I said to you in the little pre-show, it's not a matter of the laws or the politicians. It's a matter of what are the schools going to do to start protecting the schools better and protecting the children better.
I really do find that to be a hell of a question because
that is true.
That's an all-around question because not only with what in recent events, we'll go ahead and touch on this here for a few minutes. We won't spend a lot of time on it. Sure. But there's other issues going on inside schools that need to be addressed by the schools, and the schools need to take care of, and they need to do a better job of creating a environment safe environment for our children. Because I mean, even the bullying aspect has gotten so out of control lately, where people are bullying these kids, unmercilessly, just so they can get like views and likes and clicks and stuff. They're recording this shit.
I get that. The bullying that I went through in school. I
thank you, Amanda. Please put that up
builder,
if you don't mind. I'm sorry, Jeff. Please put a comment up. That's the problem right there to me. That's my problem right there.
This one?
Yes.
Well, at the end of the day, if a bad guy wants to do what a bad guy's going to do, they're going to do it regardless of any law.
Exactly. They don't care about a gun-free zone because that just means you're the only motherfucker there with a gun.
And that's where I say about we're going to stiffen the gun laws or we're going to take guns away from people. Why? The bad guys are still going to have the guns.
Yeah, that's why they're called.
So I'd much rather be a law-abiding citizen and doing everything right and going through the right channels and have my gun and never need it than be in a situation where I need it and I don't have it.
Exactly.
You actually brought up an aspect I didn't think about. What are the schools going to do? That's actually an interesting ass question.
Well, no,
I did not think about that.
I mean,
and it's not like they have to do anything. Like I said, my kids' school, my kids' school. When you go into now, I can't vouch for the high school because I've never gone into the high school outside of after school for after school events and stuff like that.
Thank you. Hell of a point. Right there.
But I've gone to my kids' elementary school during school hours and stuff like that. Yes. You can't get past the front door. You can go in the front door, and then there's a breezeway, and you can't go any further.
Yes.
You have to be buzzed in by the office. And even then, if you're there to pick your kid up, the office don't even let you in. They just say, sign them out right there, and we'll send them out to you.
But that's not every school. That's not
it's not every school.
That's the problem. It's like, because I know my former high school, I can walk in the front door right now and go walk in and sit in the dead center of the free throw line of the gym.
But are you sure? You haven't been there in 20 years.
No, but I bet you I could. Because as someone that went to that school, I know every single exit.
We got that part.
That's the issue. Is because yes, the main door is one thing, but they can't lock the door, all the doors. That's technically
they can. No, they can. They can lock. It's not illegal.
Well, it's a fire hazard. Is what I mean.
It's not a fire hazard at all. It's not a fire hazard at all. Let's argue. Let's argue fire marshal laws.
Let me rephrase. Wait.
Let's argue fire marshal laws and fire and life safety with me because I do this stuff.
Oh my God.
You can't chain them.
Yeah, you can't chain them.
You can lock them though.
If you can have a single way lock, like you can't open it from the outside, be able to get in, that's fine. But you can't lock it where. But once again, I can literally. How many kids got cell phones? I can call a kid and say, hey, come open the fucking back door.
Watch that movie Lean on Me with Morgan Freeman. When he went to lock the doors.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yes, he's running through that hallway. Take those locks off the chains off the doors. Yes. And, I get that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can lock the doors, and the doors can be locked on the inside. You just have to have a push access, or you have to. What is listed and for Ohio and most places, as far as I know of, one-handed access to exit in case of a fire. So even if you got a pull down door or the egress doors, because
they're unarmed, Amanda, and I understand that they're unarmed. See, the problem that bothers me is this dude went to a school of elementary kids. He was a grown-ass man. Good and damn well ain't nobody have a gun on that damn property.
He was 18 years old.
Grown-ass man legally.
He just turned 18 a couple of weeks ago.
Texas, legally.
Yeah, legally everywhere. He was an 18-year-old kid who just turned 18 and went and bought his guns and did everything correctly. He also shot his grandma. So what happened, I don't know. Nobody really knows. But some schools have resource officers. I think the high school might have a resource officer, which is a police officer, armed police officer. But much like at the school shooting in Florida a few years back, that resource officer got scared and hid under the stairs.
Can you blame him? Well, no.
Yeah, I can. That's his job.
Because at the end of the day, it's his job.
No, there's only one.
There was only one shooter in that incident?
Oh, in Florida, you mean?
Yeah. How many? I thought there was more than one. He jumped.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah.
Later, I'll say that for later.
What was that? Sandy Hook was.
Sandy Hook was not long
Massachusetts,
New York, Massachusetts. No, this was the one down in Florida a few years back.
Well, I still remember Columbine. And you want to talk about a fucked up day? They literally every school got closed because of it.
Well, we were on lockdown at the Christian. I remember that.
Yeah. Well, and we were
because I was at work.
Videos.
I was at work and was told I couldn't come into the school. I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm going home.
Whatever, I'm going home. What are you
I'm going home. I'm going to go take a nap before. I'm going to go home and take a nap before I go to my second job.
No shit. But it was like, that was the kicking off point of the retardedness of the schools not taking enough responsibility for the kids.
Well, you could have this is what you run into when you look at security guards or off-duty officers or veterans or this, that, or anything. A lot of schools, depending upon where they're at, they may or may not have the funding for it. And in my opinion, if a school puts up a levy or puts up a whatever that they want more money to boost security, it should go through with no questions asked. It's not like they want to build a new fucking football.
Yeah, exactly. It's one thing if they want, a new football field or new uniforms for the or something for the drama department. But security should be number one.
But at the same time, there are a lot of things that you can do that does not involve
Hey, Steve,
hiring
what's
people.
up?
Hey, Stevie, what's going on? There are plenty of measures that you can take and security things that you can do without putting bodies in the school or paying people or paying security companies or this, that, or the other thing.
Well,
I like
Um,
what you
I think
said about off-duty cops and
some
retired
of those
soldiers.
paid
Retired
security
soldiers are
companies ask for a shit ton, and the schools are just like, Jesus, who the fuck can afford that?
mhm.
I mean, you know what? It wouldn't be a terrible idea. I mean, since schools are basically government funded, and Tony backed me up, but the National Guard, more or less 90% of the time, they ain't got shit to do.
Well, we got plenty to do. Don't get me
No,
wrong.
but I mean, yeah,
the shit
okay.
National Guard does, people don't know. I learned that myself as a National Guardsman.
Well, I mean,
What
you
a
can even have
necessary-
reservists that can take care of shit like that.
National Guard and Reserve will probably jump at this shit. I'll tell you what's
Yeah.
one myself. It's actually what Amanda was just saying in the chat. Off-duty cops or retired soldiers in the schools. Y'all please put that up. That has come up more than once. You have a lot of veterans with nothing to do who will die before they let something happen to a child. I'm in 100% support.
Yeah,
I'm
but
100%
But I mean, but that's the thing.
it's
That's where
easy to
that's
say one thing, but when the shooting start happens, and Tony, you and I both.
When are we scared of guns?
Calm down.
Y'all
I'm not
excuse me.
saying
Y'all excuse me for a
you.
second.
I'm not
Yes,
saying
yes, yes.
you.
Y'all
I'm
excuse me for a
saying
second. Let me find the
there's
motherfucking
always a
uniform.
guy out there that when the shooting starts, he runs the opposite direction.
Let me find a motherfucking uniform who's scared to shoot back. I got something to say.
Well,
you know they
And I'm
exist.
just everybody who's military. If you're military and you scared to shoot back, me and you need to have a discussion. Jeff, tell me if I'm lying.
No,
Thank you very
it's
much.
true.
I mean, that's
But-
exactly what happened at that school in Florida.
Yeah.
That
Well,
cop got
I'm gonna
scared.
say exactly. You
Cop
want to know
got
what happened with him? You want to know what happened with him? If
He
he
was
would have
there
shot
for a
somebody and
paycheck,
missed,
period.
that'd have been his ass. He was waiting on backup. You're not
That's
supposed to
true.
act without
No,
backup.
that's right. I do remember.
And that's
Yeah,
exactly the situation anybody's going to run into, and that's why I said it's not a matter of putting armed guards into schools, because then you're adding security levels and you're adding protection to the schools, but then you're creating an environment where it feels more like a prison and not a learning environment.
Yeah, you're right.
So there are plenty. Again, I say there are plenty of other options, and there are plenty of other security methods to go into place to keep a building secure.
And
You know,
they do-
I worked at Abercrombie, and you didn't come into most of our buildings unless you got badged in or you had permission to be on there, and then even then you only had access to the lobby. You weren't going anywhere outside of that lobby.
Yeah, but it's not like you can do that with some of the classrooms, because they got what 25, 30, almost 50 students per classroom. They don't want to have time to swipe in and be on.
You're not going to badge every kid in. I'm talking about your main entrances and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah,
At schools,
and yeah,
there are some
and-
schools that do have check-ins with the metal detectors. And all
Yeah,
that. There are some schools
But
that have
for every class,
that. No, for getting into school in the first place,
right?
just getting the
Yeah, but
building.
once the thing is, like, the way most schools are set up, there's no barrier between the lobby and the
Classes.
rest of the classes.
But
So
to get
getting-
into the lobby, you have to go
even
to a
if
metal
you-
detector checkpoint.
right, but even
Yes.
to get into that lobby, because Tony, I know that we can both get through a metal detector and without it going off. That's not
Yes, if need be.
if need
If
be,
need be.
yeah. But putting even if you're like, let's say the cafeteria, if that's the only, as a visitor, that's the only place you go, still getting into that next area is still not that hard in a school with 400 or 500 students if you go at the right time.
I got some reckless shit that I would love to say, but I'm gonna save everybody's lives and keep my mouth shut.
Well, one of the things I think it would be hard to do, especially nowadays, but certain teachers with guns.
No, that's come up, and I can see something going wrong.
I could
we got
too.
we got to give a foolproof plan as to how to
Yeah.
protect the children in schools. Something could go wrong with a teacher having guns.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. But
Yes.
as a deterrent, even if the guns weren't there, you can be like, oh no, all our teachers are armed. even if they're not, or even tasers.
It'll be a while.
But unfortunately, in today's day and age, it isn't something as simple as just saying, or even whether saying it or doing
no
it.
two schools
It's
are
not a
alike
deterrent.
either.
No,
Yeah,
they're
it's not a deterrent anymore because people have no fear of consequences today.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And that's why, I said I would.
You can't compare Knox County school system to New York school system.
No, you can't.
They're two different fucking worlds.
You can't. I can't compare Newark to Heath, and they're right next door to each other.
Exactly.
I can't compare Newark High School, which is maybe a half a mile up the road from my house, and Newark Catholic, which is just around the corner from me. They're two different. They're two different monsters.
It's really on a case per case basis. So you're talking to fix the problem for every school would take community action. Period.
Which is happening. There's a school in New Orleans. The fathers are there every morning when the kids get off the bus, making sure they do right. The parents can be the issue. They can be the answer.
But eventually they all leave.
Yes, but we make sure they get in during the day, and you're there at the end of the day. During the day may be an issue because cats got jobs. But unemployed parents, who wouldn't be security?
They got shit to do. Yeah. It's easy. Well, but that that can.
Well, we beat it down. Appreciate it.
There would be.
Yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, it comes down to security measures and properly securing the schools. And until they do that, and unfortunately, the biggest issue
drills. You could do gun. Somebody's got a gun.
Well, they do.
Drill.
They do.
Oh,
do they do? Yeah, they do.
Active shooter, right?
Yep. But hey, here's the problem. Here's the catch-22. The left and right don't know how to get along. And who makes the decisions on what schools can and can't do?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's on your team, Tony.
No, it's on both teams, Jeffrey.
No, but
it's on both teams because they cannot get along. It's both sides. It's both sides. They can't get along. And if the right says they're going to do something, even if it makes sense, if the right looks outside and says the sky's blue, the left is going to go, no, it's not. It's purple, or vice versa. That is how they are. They've been like that for years.
Because the simple fact, if you agree with the opposite team, you're an asshole. And nobody wants to be an asshole.
At the end of the day, our politicians and it works its way down because you have your government officials are going to say they want to enact this, and this for the school systems to protect our kids, and the local government or the state government's going to go, you can't. Fucking DeSantis down in Florida, you ain't going to tell me what to do. The fucking jerk-offs out in Texas, as Tony and I said earlier, Texas thinks that they live in their own fucking world and they put themselves up on this fucking ridiculous pedestal because they're Texas. Texas needs to get the fuck over themselves because 99% of you are inbred or illegal. So calm down.
Here's the thing. The problem with politics in general is
I said what I said, Tony.
Just like if we started a business, as a leader, you need to lead by example.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the issue, is the politicians show their true colors when they start arguing, and everybody else is like, oh, fuck, if they can do it, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to, let's get together, put our heads together, and figure out that something makes everybody happy and doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
They don't work for the people; they work for their pockets.
Yeah, well, that's. I quote Robin Williams that politicians should have patches on their jackets like NASCAR, so you see who they're working for.
No argument here.
Like, so
that'd be
interesting. Like a NASCAR race car. That guy works for. Yeah.
Lobbyists, man.
Yeah. Lobbyists are worse, and gun lobbyists, they got money to toss around.
That's one of the reasons, and I tell people this.
Gun lobbyists have money to toss around.
Well, they're not the only ones.
They're not the only one.
The Green Deal people committees in the United States. That is one of the most powerful committees in the United States.
Actually, I will argue that the people that are looking for the Green New Deal, that one's pretty powerful as well, because you got people like Bill Gates behind it with billions to spare.
Talking about the energy people.
Yeah.
I think you guys are forgetting about one that kind of flies under the radar, and this goes to, as all three of us, former smokers and whatnot, but the tobacco lobbyists. Hence the reason. Hence the reason you notice for a long time, big tobacco was kind of quiet for a little bit, and then they started this scare agenda about vaping to get everybody off of vaping and come back to smoking cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will, to a certain degree, on some things as far as vaping goes, agree with some of the bad stuff about it, like these disposable vapes and stuff that you can buy at the gas stations. You don't know what fucking chemicals are in these goddamn things. Or when you're buying vape juice for your vapes from Jimmy Schmo's,
Billy Bob's rent a vape.
Yeah, you don't know what chemicals in it, but at the end of the day, there's two primary ingredients. There's two primary ingredients in vape. There's two primary ingredients. It's PG and VG.
Yep.
And then your nicotine, if you have nicotine in yours, which is just nicotine, there's no extra additives or anything like that. And then of course your artificial flavoring, but I don't really count that. But PG and VG, vegetable glycol, I believe it is, and what is it? It's like
peroxide, but it's not peroxide. It's propyl. Fuck, I can't remember.
But either way, both of those,
they're like natural.
It's the shit that's in antifreeze.
Well, no, those two ingredients that are in vape juice are in everything we eat and drink. Everything.
They're
I know that. I know that because I looked into.
You can literally go buy liters of it, gallons of it.
I looked into making vape juice.
Make your own.
Just flavored, just flavored vape juice. It was almost a partnership that I went into when I did my Periscope Vape and Chill show with the guy that I used to buy my juice from, because he only sold flavored juice. It didn't have nicotine or anything like that in it. And then I was going to go into a partnership with him, and he, that's when I learned. I was like, oh, what's everybody crapping on vape for? Because literally these two ingredients are in everything.
Everything you eat, drink, smell, you name it, it's there.
Because it's the antifreeze ingredient and the nicotine itself. Nicotine is the only problem because of constriction blood vessels. The antifreeze ingredient,
but so does cigarettes.
But cigarettes in their natural form, with just straight tobacco.
Straight tobacco, yeah, that's a whole different story. They add the nicotine, they add the.
You get the nicotines and the carcinogens and all the tar and all the other. Nicotine. That's all nicotine is. It's an additive. It's an addicting agent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, once you beat that, like I vaped for years after I quit smoking with no nicotine. I just like the flavors. I like the vape. Yeah. And I'll probably get there again.
It also it's idle hands.
Exactly.
That's my problem when I quit smoking. I have nothing to do with my fucking hands.
I play
with myself. I do that enough, so. Sorry, I had to bring the funny, Tony.
Okay, this was fun.
Gotta bring the funny. I'll be right back.
Go for it.
Oh, I have to go this way.
Big up to Amanda for what she dropped in there. She dropped some excellent shit. Thank you, Amanda, if you're still listening. Thank you. You dropped some heavy shit. Glick, I'm glad I did bring it up because you brought up an aspect I did not think about. What could the schools do? They do lock the doors.
That's the beauty of having that's the problem, I think, with the world. Is there's not enough conversation and everybody thinks they have a solution. And that's what we need. We need more action, little conversation, then some action.
And that's the thing. When something like this happens, and Tony, you and I kind of had this conversation, a couple of weeks back about the gun laws and this, that, and the other thing, and we are kind of on. We have different views and whatnot, but at the end of the day, when something like this happens, instead of people stopping and taking a second to breathe and going, what can we do to prevent it? It is, take everybody's guns away, stricter gun laws. Nobody can have guns, and it's just like at the end of the day, at the end of the day, the bad guys that are doing the bad guy stuff, they're going to get their guns regardless, because most of them, not all of them, but most of them are not going down to your local gun shop or a gun dealer and doing the background test and waiting and getting their guns that way. They're going down to
some alley and
Jimmy's crack house or Billy Bob's militia and picking up all their guns.
Yeah.
I was telling, Jody and I were talking about it earlier, and she's like, when she used to, work where she worked, they sell them right on the corners. I said, when I worked down in Charleston at Orkin, I was doing a service in a not particularly a very great area, but I had some customers down there, and I had a guy come up to me one day when I was at my truck and just straight up asked me, a complete stranger, "Hey man, you need a piece? You looking to buy anything?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know you. You don't know me. Nah, I'm good."
Like, no, I'm undercover cop, by the way.
But the problem is when you get caught with the gun, don't say my name. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't know me, I don't know you. I bet y'all be out of town before you get caught.
You can go into a gun show. You can go into a gun show and pick up a gun today and carry the fucker home no matter what it is, because you don't have to be an authorized dealer at a gun show.
I think you got to get cleared at the gun shows too, though.
Well, you do have to get cleared, but at the end of the day, you can lace somebody's pockets.
And there's a lot of shit in them gun shows. Jesus. Oof, they better be glad I never walked in there with a few.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing.
Wasn't there a Nick Cage movie about that?
I'd have came out of there looking like Deathstroke. I'd have had shit all over.
Which is why I don't go to gun shows, because I could spend all my money in here.
No, it's not. It's not the guns that are the problem at the end of the day.
You damn right. You don't shoot kids. I'm gonna end my shit just like that. You don't shoot kids. You're not a grown man going up to elementary school and killing kids. The fuck is wrong with you? Get mad at me. That's that bullshit, and that's my motherfucking problem. Read a t-shirt. Why? Why in the fuck would you go to elementary school to shoot kids? As a grown ass man.
Not everybody thinks like you do, Tony. That's the problem.
That's their problem.
You gotta remember, there are a lot of stupid people out there.
Like Blazing Saddles, morons.
Yeah, exactly. Morons. But I mean, it's true. I mean, you can't necessarily. It's nature versus nurture.
Yes.
I mean.
Not always, though.
One of the things. No, but for instance, to touch on a very touchy subject, racism. Racism is not. You're not born with it. It's learned. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, it's 100% learned.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Nature versus nurture. If that whoever did the shooting, if their parents are like, "Fuck these little kids," all the time, he's gonna grow up and go, "Fuck these little kids." So
yeah, I the nature versus nurture thing is a tough one to get behind, because there are people that come from fucked up environments, and then they become a product of their environment. There's people that come from really good environments and they become a product of their environment, but at the same time, there's also people that come from a really good environment and do fucked up things, and then there's people that come from a really fucked up environment and can live a normal life in society and not be a complete total fuck up.
There's a reason why it's called the what's the sentence? It takes a village to raise a child.
Mm-hmm.
And one good influence in a person's life, even if it's as stupid as a podcast that we do.
Yeah.
We could make a difference in somebody's life. So, all you listening, don't do something stupid.
Yeah. That's you look back at you look back at some of these some of the most notorious or infamous serial killers and whatnot in our history, and they all have one thing in common. Aside, a lot of them do come from fucked up environment. No, not only that, but somewhere in their line, or they were born with some kind of brain trauma, and it affects a certain part of their brain.
Mm-hmm.
And And it's not even just a brain trauma. It could be a birth defect, but it's the same portion of the brain. And that's where, if you like me being into the true crime and serial killer stuff, not only do I listen to the stories and know their story, but I also like to get into the mental aspect. And there's a couple podcasts that I listen to that they dive into that, and they dig a little bit deeper into mentally where they are and whatnot like that. But that is kind of a reoccurring thing.
I just saw something where this guy, he and I don't remember if it was a movie or a news story or something. But this guy, he was injured very young, and he grew up without the empathy part of his brain. Like he just had zero empathy for anything.
And that is an aspect of physiology. I give you that.
So I mean that all that stuff plays a factor in people playing stupid games and doing stupid shit. But you know, it's almost like a personal responsibility that you have to take for yourself. If you do something stupid, you have to worry about the consequences. And this is something that I teach my kids all the time, even if it's something stupid. Like I built that L-shaped box, Chris, and my daughter drew on it with a crayon. Mm-hmm. Now, no big deal. It cleans off or paints over, whatever. But I took away something she wanted to do that week. There's no TV for this week. Yes. This is the consequences of you doing something dumb.
Yes.
And there's a lot of parents out there that they're like, oh, it's no big deal. It's just a crayon. Well, a crayon today is spray paint tomorrow. Spray paint tomorrow turns into throwing rocks at private property and breaking windows. And
if I may,
it escalates slowly but slowly. Sure.
If I may, you took away something from her. The conversation you had with her could help as well without you having to take away from her. So
right.
When Jason does something wrong, I ask him why he does it. He tells me why. Yep. I said, don't do this anymore because this is what's going to happen afterwards. Not based on the fact that I'm going to discipline you, but we got to clean it up. It's a mess. Now you don't have any more juice later on. When they think about that, they're more careful what they're doing. See, sometimes discipline doesn't require punishment, just proper advisement and counseling.
Well, no, I mean,
you have to go pay somebody else to do it, and that's part of being a parent.
You know, when Chris, I don't know about you. I know when I did something wrong with a kid, I got my ass beat. Period. End of story.
When my kids act up, I give them one of two options: a figure 4 leg lock or a tombstone pile driver.
I thought you were just a tombstone. I have a wrestling conversation I want to bring up. But
you choose. How do you want this punishment to be doled out?
No, but I mean, I got my ass beat if I did something wrong.
Dead man walking.
And not it made me the man I am today, but I don't do anything wrong because I'm afraid to get my ass whipped. But that's not the way it should be. So when my wife and I had kids, we were like, okay, if they're going to be punished, they have to be told why.
Of course.
You know,
you got to start here before you start there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it comes down to it, I'm not afraid to grab a switch. But
I get traumatized. I admit, I'm traumatized. I don't like seeing kids get beat. I get flat.
I don't either. I'm the worst at it. I'm terrible at it. My wife's like, you need to smack him. I'm like, you let
your wife do it.
I'm like,
no
Kevin,
disrespect,
go get me something to spank you with. And he brings me back a leaf, and I use it.
She will beat the shit out of somebody. She will beat the hell out of somebody. I believe it.
No, but it's like
I saw her at the tattoo shop, and I saw that face. And said, oh yeah, she be whipping ass.
No, but it's like if I do it, I'm like, don't do that no more. And she's like, you got to actually hit it. But I'm like, I can't do it. I'm not that.
No, if I do it, I'm going to jail. That's why you all do it.
Well, that's another reason. Like, I know my own strength. I'm going to break this kid's spine. So
I know my strength. I'm not even, but I'm always told I'm stronger. They got smaller bodies. Jason is tiny.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to kill him.
Exactly.
You want to hurt him to the point where he's scared, but yeah, my mom used to beat us. We beat him.
Well, my grandmother used to.
Note to self, don't get caught doing this no more.
Yeah, that was the thing. Don't get caught. But my grandmother used to do this things where she'd be like, go get me something to beat you with.
Mm-hmm. That is torture.
And she would send you out in the woods and go get me a Switch. And you would sit there, and it became a mental game because you'd be like, well, if I bring that home, that's going to break my spine. If I bring this home, she's just going to send me back out here for something else.
And then beat you with both of them.
Yeah. Well, and the one time I know she went in the other room to laugh, but I came back with a leaf. I said, "Here you go, Grandma. I'll beat the shit out of her." And she left the room.
You been an asshole all your life.
I know that she went in the other room and laughed her ass off.
She came back with a leaf.
But I came back with a green leaf, and I said, "Here, Grandma, whoop this shit."
Here's your dinner's a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Go to bed. Fuck you.
But Chris, you brought up wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I watched last night. I watched Fighting with My Family.
Yeah, the Paige story.
That was actually really good. I was very impressed.
I haven't watched it yet, but I heard it was good.
She has some other videos that you would probably enjoy, Jeff.
Really?
No,
but the movie is really good. It's got Nick Frost in it. Nick Frost plays the dad. The mom is mildly famous, and fucking what's his name? Vince Vaughn fucking killed it.
Vince Vaughn is a beast on the screen. He is a beast.
Fucking killed it.
He is a beast on the screen.
Her coach in the NXT.
Yes.
And he murdered it. He fucking killed it. He was genius.
Vince Vaughn was awesome in Be Cool. He had me dying in that movie.
Oh my God. He's like, Gee Weezy!
Gee Weezy! Stop playing, man. What you doing, man? What you doing?
And fucking The Rock smacking his ass in that boot shop going,
dog.
Smoking. Oh my God.
Dog.
But it was a really good flick. I really enjoyed it. I've been putting off watching it because I was like, oh, fucking wrestling. I do.
That's nothing to do. I mean, it would. Speaking of wrestling, I watched a wrestling movie. That's like Tony and I having a conversation about football, and you're like, "Oh, by the way, I watched Draft Day for the 900th time."
Fuck you! I love that movie.
I thought you were actually gonna bring like some kind of wrestling conversation. This was just a normal Jeff watched another movie
I
conversation.
Got through halfway through the movie, and I was like, I don't know shit about wrestling, but is this a real person? And I found out it was a true story, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, she's for real. Biggest to the wrestlers making money outside the ring.
She's like the reason why the women's section of WWE is as big as it is what they said at the end of the movie.
They did this whole a few years back. They did this whole women's evolution thing, and she was a part of it. She wasn't the reason, but she was a part of it.
They did say at the end, at the end they have a like title card that says, Paige is now one of the greatest, blah 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 blah, and it says she's one of the reasons why the women's section of the WWE.
She didn't even. It blows my mind. She didn't even have that long of a WWE career.
Oh really? Is she done already?
Yeah, she's done already. She was big. Like she not that she wasn't big, but she got busted making sex tapes with a couple other wrestlers, and WWE has got this image now where they're her and Xavier Woods and whatever she was dating one of the wrestler guys.
They fucking clowned on fucking what's the big guy that he's really white, red hair. Sheamus.
Oh yeah, Sheamus.
Sheamus and Big Show. They fucking clowned on them in that movie. Holy shit! When she first goes to, I guess Vince Vaughn's character takes her and a couple of the other girls to WrestleMania, and they're in the green room area, and you see her grabbing food. And Sheamus and Big Show are sitting there talking, and Big Show's like, I'm an emotional eater. It's fucking hilarious. And she reaches behind him, and she's like, excuse me, guys. And she grabs like 3 hot dogs. It's fucking hilarious. But Nick Frost fucking killed it, too. I mean, Nick Frost.
I'm reading this story. I don't see where she did that. I know they did that mess with China. That was messed up. But they did her dirty.
Just go to Pornhub and put in page
I was
WWE
gonna
page.
say-
You'll find it. Trust
I
me.
bet you could find it.
She got they tried to keep it low key and under wraps, but it was such a big deal that it came out. I mean, even other wrestlers on like Monday Night Raw and SmackDown made jokes to Xavier Woods about it. You know, so they tried to keep it under wraps, but she got in trouble for that. And then she came back and she wound up getting hurt, and then she had like a GM role, and she was just and I don't know what she's doing now, but I mean, she was only around for a few years, but she was
She's got scoliosis.
Oh, that'll do it.
She got into a car accident, so she's not 100%. Okay, 2017, private nude photos and a sex tape were leaked online. She was looking into the future, being happy, and I was helping her. Okay, she's got anorexia. She's been suicidal. So she did some of it for the money.
Yeah. Well,
I got
like
it was
family.
They
had a WAW in England, and her dad started it. It's like I forget what it's called.
What, buddy?
It's like
I'm gonna be honest with a lot of
I don't know a lot. Why?
when they do that, a lot of it is for the money. Because I saw the one China was in. I'm like, y'all ain't shit.
Oh, what do you mean when you spray it on there? How many times do I do it?
Yeah.
I just spray it on there and try to keep it like where the cut. I can do it for you. If you want me to, real quick.
Movies like that, it's just gonna come out.
Just a couple sprays, keep it where the cut is.
I had to mute him. No, but I mean, I mean, there's a reason why most chicks do OnlyFans.
For the bubbles, and then wipe it away, and then you can.
Not done. But no, I really enjoyed the movie. Sorry, I had to mute you, Chris. You were very loud. I could barely hear Tony.
Imagine that. Welcome to my world. When I'm trying to do something and I got two jackasses going, listen to me. I gotta hear myself talk.
Same motherfucker who comments out the blue and then leaves.
Yeah, exactly.
By
the way, here's a hand grenade. Gotta go.
Speaking of wrestling, those, sirs, are what we like to call pipe bombs, courtesy of one Mr. CM Punk.
But if you're contemplating watching it, it was decent. It wasn't like, oh wow, this is amazing, but it was a good forget your troubles, watch somebody else's bullshit for 2 hours.
Right.
I just saw it because I was like, oh, this will be interesting. Because the preview shows like her meeting The Rock, and when her and her brother meet The Rock, holy shit, it was so funny. Because every time The Rock tries to leave, they're like, hey, Rock. And after a while, he's like, God damn it.
Right.
What do you want? It was so funny. But I enjoyed it.
Exactly.
But other than that, right now, I'm doing a little Pirates of the Caribbean marathon.
How dare you? Johnny Depp is a monster.
Yeah, my ass.
He said my ass.
more like Amber Turd is, but whatever.
It seems like the world's going against her.
Oh,
she's not making it hard.
She's not making it easy.
Her lawyer,
like falling off a log.
Her
you watch
30
lawyers.
seconds
Of her on the stand. I think her lawyers came.
Did you see the video of her? Now I know we said we weren't going to talk about this, and it's more just us making fun of it. But did you see her expert witness that was on stage on stand the other day? They asked him a question, and he went.
Like, dude was missing out on his.
It's just like, what the hell is
this
Johnny?
Dude sits doing this.
Johnny Depp and his lawyer, they were sitting there, and Johnny goes, "What the fuck?" And his lawyer looks at him, and he goes, "What is wrong with it?" And they both start cracking up.
This dude was like,
gone.
Like, at one point they asked him, and I don't know if it was. They asked him what would you
and I don't either. I just you see like videos that pop up on like reels on Facebook or TikTok or whatever.
Well, somebody who's like, what happens if you take too much MDA? And all of a sudden he's like, it was fucking up. But I think that was a TikTok sound. But oh my God. But the funniest thing I've seen about that trial is, I don't know if you've seen it, and if you haven't, I don't know where you've been, but the footage that's supposedly Jason Momoa being on stand. Holy shit! It's like a video conference call.
I don't know if that's real or not. Because
I don't either. But holy shit! It is the
dude,
best.
look, Tony.
Like, so you work with
Tony,
Amber
look up.
And he's like, yeah. And he's like, as an actor, he's like, no, as a janitor.
look up Jason Momoa testifying. It's funny as hell. And then there's like one part where they say something and he's like, Johnny's lawyer, he's like, hey Camilla, how you doing? And then they ask him something. He's like, did you take pictures of Amber Heard the day after Johnny Depp hit her? Yeah, he was like, yeah, after Johnny Depp hit her, and he was like, yeah, and he's like, do you care to share it with the court? And he's like, yeah, I'll share. And he closes it up and he goes to share his screen, and it's Camilla with a bunch of hearts. He's like, how did that get there? And he's got this laugh. He sounds so drunk.
He sounds like he's fucking trashed. But
I was like,
every time it comes up on my TikTok, my wife and I are just.
She's trying to keep a straight face, and Johnny over there cracking up.
Yeah, Johnny and his lawyer are dying.
It's got to be. I mean, I don't think.
I don't know. With the way this trial's going, it wouldn't surprise me if that was. Yeah.
Well, apparently, and I don't know how true it is, but what's her name is supposed to show up? Johnny's ex.
The model chick is supposed to.
Kate Moss. Yeah,
Kate Moss.
Because
yeah.
Kate Moss is supposed to show up, and she's had nothing but good things to say about Johnny. But apparently, before the trial started, they're like, hey, we don't want this brought to light. So they stop it from being said. But Amber said Kate Moss's name, which opens that door. I mean, she opened that window wide fuck open. And that's where you see that video where Johnny, Camilla, and Johnny's other lawyer just like, oh shit, she said it. Fuck yeah. So that's supposed to be coming too. I just saw that the other day. But
why are they publicizing this? Why are they publicizing this trial as much?
Because they're doing something behind your back, Tony, and you don't know what it is.
Watch this hand. Well, this hand
sneaks into your wallet and takes out $50.
You're watching this while the gas prices are going up and up and up and up.
Yep.
Thanks, Biden.
I got a Chevy Equinox cost me $70 in gas. Unbelievable.
I got a Chevy fucking Cruze that you guys made fun of me for driving a smart car, and it cost me like $40 in gas.
The car is smart, but it's mad at you.
The car is smart, but the driver's dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
The car's mad at you.
I was talking to.
I do not have a smart car, but damn it, if I could afford it,
could afford
it, yeah.
You got an outsmarted car. You outsmarted your car.
No, you just spray it on there and leave it, and it'll, and then just wipe it off.
What do you think? Parts of LA, it's at $7.25 a gallon. And I'm like, $7.25 in downtown LA, and he's got multiple trucks that have to go there daily. Damn. I'm like, fuck that.
Damn.
He was telling me different stories like that, and I was like, good God, dude. Good God. And then when I told him where I lived, he was like, damn, you got it fucking made. I said, well, I don't have to pay $7 for gas. I know that.
Man, living in the suburbs and being close to your job has its privileges.
I did.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I did see a meme. People out driving. What was it? The meme I saw was like people out driving on their own probation.
500 miles a week. Maybe 100 miles a week. Yes, sir. An hour? 20 minutes. Yes, sir.
I mean, the economy car.
Like, I got money to burn, bitches.
I'm rich, bitch. I'm rich, bitch.
Now we know we're
fuck your couch.
I don't know about you, but
sexual chocolate.
Tony D, what if I figure say to the face? Smack, bitch.
No gas prices. Oh, shit. Fuck fuck your hobby, motherfucker. Fuck your hobby.
No, but it's true, man. People out driving around like they're on probation, working home.
They really are. Shit. I see like friends of mine, man. They got their big jack off trucks and motorcycles and stuff. And before, like every weekend, they're like, taking my motorcycle out for a ride. You motherfuckers ain't been doing shit since the weather got nice. I was like, what's that motorcycle? You're sitting in the garage. Why? I ain't doing it.
Motorcycles. I promise you, I'm looking for a Honda scooter out this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Oh my God, that was funny. That motherfucker said, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, shit. That's funny as fuck. Okay. I needed that. That motherfucker happy. I've never seen Glick that goddamn happy unless he talking shit. Look at that motherfucker.
Yes,
You'll never get what he said unless he talking shit. You'll never see that motherfucker. I don't know about you.
I ain't even mad about having to take my kids into Johnstown every day now. I'm like, shit, okay, let's go take you to Johnstown. I'm picking up in Johnstown. I got gas for days.
Costs more to start the car up than they'll take you around the corner.
Yeah, right?
You know, my neighbor, the guy that has the Hayabusa and that Cobra, I told you he wrecked the Hayabusa. Somebody pulled out in front of him.
Mm-hmm. Like the fourth time he's wrecked that bike, isn't it?
No, it's the one time, but it's like it's an ongoing thing. And the guy didn't have his insurance wasn't enough to cover the bike, so he was told by the courts that he had to give my dude his car. And it's nothing. It's not a major car. It's nothing crazy. It's just an Opel, but. Dude, my dude brought it home today, and he's like, "I'm going to sell it." And he brought it. I said, "Well, if you don't want too much for it, I might buy it." Until he brought it home, he hit that fucking car so hard that it's got no front bumper, and the front tire is normally supposed to be like this. It's like this. It's all fucked up. And
Jesus
I was like,
Christ.
I'm good. But the Hayabusa still runs straight. The only thing it did was fuck up the fairings. The Hayabusa is flawless, but that car got hit by a train.
Gone.
I mean, it still drives, but that front tire is going to be replaced every month because the alignment is fucked.
Yeah.
And that reminds me, I have to get the alignment fixed on my car because it keeps pulling right into Tony's mom's house.
Shoot your ass, don't call me.
I'm taking a break. We could just completely derail the fucking show, Jeff.
I knew his break's coming up, but yes.
Good Jesus Christ, Jeffrey.
Tell the missus I said, hola.
You thought she was in Europe for 2 months. She was actually in Warner Robins. Yeah, she was in Georgia for 2 months. She got all those pictures she sent you offline.
Like amazing Photoshop work, by the way, Tony.
She mad she left. Fuck you.
That's why she had that attitude Saturday night in the tattoo shop, huh?
She had attitude. She was actually sitting there looking at tattoos that she wants. She decided she's getting one because now she's got all these stamps in her passport. She's getting the stamps of the different places she's been. She's getting those stamps tattooed on her. It's gonna be cool.
You already knew what you was gonna say. Yeah, my wife got a passport. She's gonna get a tattoo. Oh fuck, no, she ain't. She's gonna
Good Lord, that just screamed. You sure y'all ain't moving back to Ohio and getting a trailer sometime soon? Hocking Christ, you're gonna have a mullet. She gonna be wearing some Daisy Duke, a big old fat belly hanging over top of them, smoking Pall Mall cigarettes.
Seen me with a fucking mullet. I've
just
never had a mullet once.
I'm asking if that's your plans for the future.
Why? So we can live next door to you?
No, I don't live in a trailer park.
No, but
I'm too fancy for that.
As they come.
Well, this is true. I can't argue that. But I'm not getting
I
passport
fit right in
stamp
next to
tattoos.
Chris. Let me say.
Hey, look, it's Sasquatch and his little buddy, Baby Squatch. They're out for another stroll. Sasquatch is walking his little friend. I'm gonna get you under the backpack leashes too.
It's a mini me.
Yeah. I shall call him Mini Me. You complete me.
Careful, be afraid of planes.
$1 million.
$1 million.
Ain't no money. $1 billion. Now we talking.
All right, let's take a real quick. Let's take a real quick break here. We're gonna come back. I got got a whole bag of with your name on it.
Oh my god, that is the best. I do that with my kids. I have a whole bag of with your name on it.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna take a real quick break. We're gonna come back from break. We got news coming up. Tony, since I haven't heard anything, I'm gonna assume that you're not ready for your deep dive into lakes. But that's okay. But that's okay, because I have a new deep dive for you, gentlemen. We're gonna take a stroll down abandoned amusement parks.
Nice.
And the creepy reasons why they were abandoned. Some creepier than others, some just kind of cool. So I've got a few shows worth of stuff here, and I keep finding more and more shit every day, because this is a subject that I've always been fascinated with, but I've never gotten to really dive into it, and this show has given me the opportunity to jump into it. Excuse me.
Honestly, I had a feeling you was going to pull more off of those parks. Remember, we would always tell you that there's a bunch of shit on these amusement parks and everything.
I'm pulling shit for days, man. I'm finding this stuff so easy.
Thing on TikTok was,
and it's not just in the United States either.
The guy that bought the abandoned town, and he was there during lockdown the entire time. I'll find it and I'll send it to you. It's actually kind of interesting.
All right, yeah. But I do got some what the fuck news. We got a little Blacktop Mojo for you guys. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. If you guys don't know who Blacktop Mojo is, go ahead and check them out on all social media and everywhere you stream music at Blacktop Mojo. Go show them some love. Go check them out. Pretty badass rock band, touring their asses off right now. Let them know we sent you. We'll be back here in just a few minutes.
it last night when you snuck over here. I won't tell anybody you came around. Tell me to keep it down low, to scream so loud. I'm trying to keep it down. I'm trying to keep it down.
Welcome back to Nonsensical Nonsense, everybody. Hopefully you're enjoying this show so far. Got a little heavy in the first hour. That's okay. It happens from time to time, but that's how we roll. That's why we're professionals. It's not always dick and fart jokes. But I'm Glick. We got Tony and Jeff hanging out as always with me. If you guys aren't already, go ahead and check us out on all social media at Nonsensical Nonsense on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the TikTok. You can also join us live every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday night on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. You get every single episode of the podcast if you want to listen on demand whenever you want, wherever you're at, on Spotify and everywhere you listen to podcasts at. But don't forget, we do have an email address if you'd like to shoot us an email, whatever you want to email us, it don't really matter, at nonsensicalnonsensepodcast@gmail.com. We do have a merch store as well if you're interested in any of that stuff. At teespring.com/nonsensical nonsense podcast. So go give us a follow, go give us a like. And if you're being so kind, we don't ask for a whole lot around here, but the one thing we do ask of you guys is go ahead and give us a share. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your bosses, tell your coworkers, tell the bum down on the street that somehow is apparently homeless and has no money, but has a nicer iPhone than you to listen to us while they're out there begging for money. Share us. There's plenty of us to go around. As I said, Jeff, with the exception, Tony and I are both over 6 foot, well over 200 pounds. So there's plenty. And then we have Jeff.
Big things come in small packages. That's what I mean. I'm like dynamite. I may be small, but
yeah, it's called underwear. Get to the point.
And with that being said, before we get too much farther into the show, before I get wrapped up in news and I get wrapped up into the newest deep dive, which you guys are going to make fun of me because one of the deep dives has a incredibly hard word that I had to look up a YouTube video, and I'm going to let the YouTube video name this park and not me try to try to say it and butcher it.
Hey, foreign languages are tough.
Yes, but
Farfin Nougat.
For the last almost 2 weeks now, there's been a certain part of the show missing. I feel like a certain somebody, Mr. Big Things come in small packages, dropped the ball on us. So that's okay. I made an executive decision.
Yeah.
We're going to move on. I'm going to declare myself still champion. Kidding, we're all champions. I've decided to declare everybody a winner in our last starting five because Jeff dropped the ball. So Jeff didn't win. He's the biggest loser of all. So congratulations to everybody. You all get a win. And I even to even so you guys don't believe me, because I keep score of the wins and losses here. You both have 2 victories now. All the kids have a victory. DJ has 2 victories. Tim has 2 victories. Jody did not submit a list. I don't remember who all submitted a list.
Jody gets a victory for dealing with your ass in the first place. Big ups, Jody.
Yeah.
Can't argue that. She gets all the victories. But
you give her the victories. I understand.
I was explaining to my wife the whole concept of Chris getting yelled at for mowing the lawn.
Sadie.
So funny.
What's going on, Sadie?
Not yelled at, but
Yeah.
She's like, wait, he got in trouble for mowing the grass. I said, well, not really. She was like, you don't have to do that kind of thing.
Yeah. But with that being said, like I said, I just declared everybody winners. I'm not gonna fuck with it anymore. But I do have a new starting five for Saturday night.
Please.
So it'd be the. Now you're only going to get one of them, but if you had to give five, your top five superpowers you would want if you could have one
so
superpower.
Your first one is the one that you would
Yes.
automatically go for.
Yes. We've kind of had this discussion a couple times. Different news articles. I think there was a news article, whatever, and I was like, this would be a kind of a cool top five topic. So you pick five. Obviously, your number one, as always, your number one should be your top pick.
Right.
But so,
like, if you had a wish tomorrow and your wish was you had to get a superpower with your first wish, what would it be?
yeah, we're gonna list five of them.
Nice.
So, with that being said, I know that I won the last time that we went, but I don't remember who picked first in the last one.
I think it was
Probably
Tony picked first, didn't he?
So I'm trying to, because I think it was a tie between you two in the last one. I don't know. We'll just keep that same.
And we did rock paper scissors. And we kept hitting.
Rock paper scissors.
And Tony won.
So we'll keep that same order Saturday. We'll go Tony, Jeff, then me. So still reigning champion. Year to date, I'm 18-3. Tony, you're 2-16, and Jeff, you're 2-19.
That's okay.
I say 16 because I think you came in around the third or fourth one, Tony.
Yeah, I was actually doing that research a while back when I was trying to find that Hall of Fame, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing, and I think it was like third or fourth starting five that Tony jumped in full time.
So the third or the fourth one?
Yeah.
Because I was asking him, what's the ones that I missed?
Oh, well, you missed. The first one we ever did was top five actors, males.
Got that.
And that's the only one I remember. I could actually look it up. I just kind of be
I want to get into the ones that I missed, so I don't bring no old shit up.
Let me see here.
We've done dream cars. Now we got to come up with superpowers.
Superpowers is, you can only.
I think everybody's going to have the same thing.
Well, I don't know. My number one I already have, so let's see here. I have to check my.
Oh,
yeah,
I got a category. This ought to be real interesting. Top 5 movie characters you would like to be.
There's a lot. Ooh,
I kind of like
can
that.
I say John Wick?
Yeah.
Movie characters you'd like to be?
You would like to be. Yeah, I kind of
like
I like
it, as in. Let me get a clarification on that, Tony. So you're talking about you would like to be the actor in the movie?
Yeah.
Or
so you'd be like the character. Like you said, could I be John Wick? Yeah, John Wick.
Look, if you would be John Wick or I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there.
So
I would have loved to have been Vision in the Avengers.
I wrote that down, so it's on my list.
Absolutely.
So yeah, the first one was top 5 actors. Then we had actresses after that.
Yeah.
And I have to bring it back up because I exited up because I'm stupid. I'll get it up in 2 years. Because I saved every single one. Just I don't know why, but I did. Okay, so we had. It goes way back. Okay, so there was actors, actresses, guilty pleasure songs, worst movies with a big star, snacks for watching a movie, which is when we started bringing the chatters box.
Was Tony on the snacks one?
No, I wasn't. Let me write this shit down. Hold on.
Actually, you were. You were on the snacks. That
Snack
was your
for the
first one,
movie.
Tony.
What was the
Yeah, I
first
was
one?
gonna say.
Worst movies with big stars. Tony's your first one.
I was gonna say. I thought we only did 3 or 4.
Yeah, you were 3 behind.
I was only
After
3 behind.
movies, after Watch That.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was.
We had antagonist in movies. Then we had for our 100th episode was celebrities crushes.
Yeah, I was there for the 100.
Then I don't TV catchphrases, songs that pump you up.
We did
favorite
those.
movie
I've been
lines.
there for those.
Favorite comedies, worst horror movies. I don't bromances. That's the Chatter's Box favorite comedies. This one, and that's the only ones I can actually see.
Yeah, I'm just missing the first ones. Movies.
So we actually started January 1st of 2022 was the
damn.
first time we did a starting 5.
Movie
Oh, no,
snacks,
sorry, that was
movie
actresses.
antagonists,
That was actresses. My bad. January
movie
1st,
snacks, movie
2020.
antagonists. And what was after that?
Antagonists. Celebrity crushes.
This is great conversation.
I know.
Off the show.
No, it's kind
Off
of a
the show.
recap.
Yeah.
Recap.
This is a recap for your new listeners. You do get new members
Exactly.
every week. I get the alerts.
Oh yeah.
So you gotta throw
You
a
know
couple down.
you know how they get recaps? They go listen to us on Spotify.
I got that, but Jesus Christ.
Chris, way to take an excuse and ruin it, motherfucker. Jesus.
Movie snacks, movie antagonists, celebrity crushes. I did do a celebrity crushes.
This is where people get confused.
Yeah.
So for this week, we are bringing it back. We did take a little break. Somebody dropped the ball. But we're bringing back the starting 5, and it's our starting 5 superpowers you would want. It's only 5 from us and from the Chatter's Box. Just 5. Just 5. Starting 5.
I don't think I would
Just
have
5.
5 of
Just 5. That's all you need.
think of for me that I would really want.
I predict another ass whooping.
Yeah. Ass whooping on YouTube.
I predict it.
Ass whooping on YouTube.
I have to figure out what the name is called.
How many ass whoopings have you doled out again, Tony?
Depends on who I'm fighting. I have to beat your audience. That is my job. I have to beat your fan base. That is my job. I have to beat your numbers.
You don't
That is
even
my
do
job.
that.
Y'all are done. I got this.
Yeah,
For
I
all
know
of y'all
mine
out
now.
there, I'm ready now. I'm
Same
ready
old
now.
song and dance. Same old song and dance. For those of you listening, if you'd like to submit your list, go ahead and hit us up at Nonsensical Nonsense Podcast at gmail.com. You get your list in. We'll go through them on Saturday night. But without further ado,
Fear there.
yeah,
I already have my list.
You are. I already have mine too. You guys are gonna be pissed at my number 1 pick.
You be pissed at
I don't
mine.
know. I think you and I might be.
Audio Jungle.
I'm going to tell you a couple of stories. So listen to this. Listen to this. Okay, listen.
Well, it's the Glick Show. Welcome to What the Fuck News, gentlemen. Yeah, we already got the obvious. We already got the out of. We haven't seen Bob in a little while.
Bob's
Why
on
don't-
furlough.
Why don't we? Why don't we go ahead and get Bob out of the prison release program?
Yeah, sorry, he was in solitary.
Bob, who?
Bob.
Bob is our designated driver to take us to the locations of the What the Fuck News locations.
Oh,
It was something we did a long
What
time ago.
about-
We just kind of stopped
what
bringing it
about-
up. Bob does
First off in news.
Tim Conrad, how's it going?
How you doing, Tim? First off in news tonight, the Joshes are at it again.
Uh-oh.
Tony, you might not have been around for this. So last year,
Did they do it again? That's awesome.
When we first started doing What the Fuck News, one of the first news stories we did was a guy made a joke on Twitter about all the Joshes in the world need to come together and fight to see who the number one Josh, or the king of the Joshes are, if you will.
Yes.
So they met up again this past weekend in Lincoln, Nebraska. Only this time, the event started as an online joke when Josh Swan from Tucson, Arizona, sent out a tweet challenging anyone who shared his name to a fight over it. And it turned into a real event last year.
They use like pool noodles to fight.
Pool noodles. Well, this year everybody came together again. They also one of the things they did different this year was they turned it into a charity event.
Nice.
And they raised about $21,000 for Children's Hospital and Medical Center in Omaha. But as we remember, Mr. Josh Vinson Jr., the 5-year-old last year, was placed upon his throne as king of the Joshes. And he had to defend his title this year.
Yeah, they did give it to a 5-year-old. We thought that was cute as hell.
Well, little Josh was not unthroned. He's still the king of the Joshes. Held on to his title for a second year in a row.
Has it been a year since that happened?
Yeah.
Is that marking the anniversary of our show?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, not the year anniversary of our show. It's because What the Fuck News wasn't always a staple.
Oh, that's true.
So.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking up superpowers and now I'm torn.
Nice.
Damn it.
So Swan said that he would like to continue to make this a yearly event for charity and raise money. So I just thought that was fun
to raise money for children's hospitals. Yep. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea.
Fun little.
And it sounds like it would be awesome because it's literally just a bunch of people that you can literally go walk into that field and go Josh and everybody turn. But literally you're fighting with pool noodles. So it's I think we compared it to LARPing.
Let's do an American Gladiator tournament.
Yeah, I think we did.
I missed American Gladiators. That show was awesome.
Jeff, you can barely. Both of you gentlemen can barely go up a flight of stairs, let alone do an American Gladiator.
Would dominate the American Ninja Warrior and the fucking American Gladiators shit. I would dominate. If I had like a couple months to train beforehand, I would dominate.
Don't be fooled.
Do we need to go back to the episode where you pushed your neighbor's car 5 feet?
Once again, if I had some time to train. For instance,
I could give you 3 years to train and it would still kick your ass.
I highly doubt that. But for instance, I believe this weekend.
Nice. How'd the show go, Tim?
So I have to. I'm going back to the gym starting this weekend.
Are you gonna go back in there and walk around again?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, in other news,
I was at the gym. Selfie to prove it.
In other news, we've all discussed several times that we enjoyed the movie Jaws when we were younger.
Yes.
Do you remember the two little punk-ass kids that scared all the beachgoers with the shark fin?
It was his idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, in Oak Bluff, Massachusetts, the man who played that little boy was named the new police chief.
Nice.
In the same small town that the 1975 film was partially filmed in.
Hannity?
Well, the Hannity was a made-up town.
And obviously, it was a joke.
He is the new police chief of the Massachusetts island, which the 75 film was partially filmed in. Jonathan Searly was offered the job of police chief in Oak Bluffs on Martha's Vineyard last week. I'm clearly elated and I'm humbled and honored to have been offered the position. Searly, currently a sergeant with the Edgartown Police, told the Vineyard Gazette. The movie centers on an effort of a police chief in a fictional resort town trying to rid the local waters of the killer shark. Scenes were filmed in various locations on Martha's Vineyard. In the movie, Searly played one of the two boys who send beachgoers into a panic by swimming around with a fake shark fin
on their back.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as they're caught, dude immediately throws his buddy under the bus. It was his idea. That cop's got the M1 Garant in his face. I would throw you under the bus myself. It was him.
See, Tony, not all what the fuck news is bad.
It's just true.
That is actually pretty cool. I like that. That means that guy's lived in Hannity all his life. Yeah, by the car.
I'm looking up jobs. I'm gonna excuse me.
What are you looking up?
Well,
jobs.
In other news, a woman get your coloring books and your glass of milk because we got a snowflake warning. A woman is upset and humiliated by her neighbor's dog's name.
What's up, Golf?
What's going on, Golf?
Her neighbor's dog's name?
Her neighbor's dog's name is a quote-unquote offensive to her?
She's upset and humiliated. A dog owner has revealed an awkward exchange with a woman in the park when she asked him what his pet dog's name was. I guess it's a type of dog. It's a pug. Something mix, I'm assuming. And she didn't like the answer.
Oh, it's a pug.
He wrote on Reddit. 8 years ago, I got this gorgeous chug and decided the greatest name ever would be Ask Him. So when people ask me his name, so when people ask me what his name is, I tell them about 50% of the time they'll awkwardly bend down and ask my dog its name. It's hilarious. The novelty soon wore off.
This dumb bitch. God, no, that's actually his name. Son of a bitch.
Yep. The novelty soon wore off, and the man started to see the name as a regular word, while everyone just got used to the moniker. However, he continued, I just moved into a new neighborhood with a great park that has lots of dogs and very chatty regulars. An elderly lady asked Askham's name. She said, what? So I repeated myself, and she turned to my dog and asked him his name. I quickly explained, but instead of getting the usual chuckle, she became extremely upset and felt very humiliated. He has since been approached by strangers. She's an elderly woman, so she's old.
She needs to grow the fuck up and learn how to take a fucking joke.
He has since been... Ask him, yeah.
Ask him, bitch.
Ask him.
The most American thing ever, right, Golf? He has since been approached by strangers claiming to have heard about his joke and insisted that they didn't appreciate pranks in a nice family park.
It'll be all right.
More people are getting on board with this crazy lady. But the man added, when going out, I'm not looking for new victims or inviting people to get tricked. I wasn't trying to trick her. It was small talk, and I didn't even think about it until I got a negative reaction. It's been pointed out that elderly people can feel really insecure about their diminishing faculties, and I know from a personal experience that that's very true. So the guy is obviously, I'm clearly assuming the guy is a smartass. So he gave his dog a smartass name.
Granted, I mean, like my cousins had a cat they called Damn It.
Mm-hmm.
And because they thought it was funny. So the cat was doing, damn it, stop that, and it became a joke. And then eventually it becomes, you don't even think about the joke. It's like, no, that's the fucking cat's name. It answers to damn it. So, and that's what happened to the guy. He's like, I got a funny name. And after like 3 weeks, you're like, yeah, it's not funny anymore to me. until somebody's stupid enough to ask the dog the name.
Which is what they're going to do in the first damn place.
Right.
Ask them, damn it.
Mind your fucking business and leave my goddamn dog alone. How about that, you crazy old bitch?
If I have another kid, I'm gonna call him, ask him.
Well, speaking of animals, we're gonna continue chit-chatting about animals here. A couple more stories. In the ultimate play stupid games, win stupid prizes, a man has his finger torn off after taunting a lion at the zoo.
Hey, that is the epitome of play.
I saw that video. That tiger was not letting go. I mean, that lion was not letting go of his finger. Ooh,
A zoo worker had his
That's
finger
the wrong
torn
way to
off in
play
a
gun
gruesome.
your nose.
Yeah,
That lion was pulling back. He was trying to pull his finger. That lion was like, oh, I said, God.
yeah. A zoo worker had his finger torn off in a shit.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The zoo worker had his finger torn off in a gruesome attack by the lion after sticking his hand in the cage. Video footage which showed the savage attack. Yeah, right. I'm gonna boop his nose. This is like that fucking lion said, "I've had enough of your booping shit." Boop that, motherfucker.
I'm embarrassed and humiliated. Just like that old woman. Because you called me ask him, you motherfucker.
That's right.
Yeah, moments before the attack, the man is seen taunting the lion and showing off to onlookers by sticking his hand in the cage and waving his finger in its face. No, not in my house. No.
And moments before that, you can see
and I witnessed.
Kids, watch this.
You want to show the video?
Do you
want to show the video?
I don't think I have the video. I don't have the video.
Email
you just hold your horses.
An eyewitness told the Jamaican Observer newspaper when it happened, I thought it was a joke. I didn't think it was serious. I didn't realize the seriousness of it because it is their job to put on a show. Obviously, when he fell on the ground, everyone realized that it was serious, and everybody started to panic. The entire skin and about the first joint of his finger was gone. The incident has sparked concern for the big cat's welfare from animal cruelty officials.
Just send the video to Chris.
You ready?
Yeah, you can just send me the video.
I can put it right now. They got the whole world to see it.
Yeah.
All right.
God damn it.
That's why I said just send the video.
That's the fucking advertisement. Hold on.
God damn it.
I have 12.
We have a whole screen where we can be hidden and watch the video.
Right? Hold on a second, Tony. If I can get this shit to fucking load.
God damn. Oh, shit. Welcome to Play Stupid Games and Win Stupid Prizes.
Why? Okay, all right. Yeah, I mean, you can tell. Yeah, you can tell that the lion's agitated, and he's still fucking with him. So he got what he deserved. The lion is clearly agitated, and he's still fucking with him.
That's a grip for your ass right there.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the skin come off?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. You can clearly see that lion was agitated.
To play today.
The motherfuckers slapping at that lion. That lion 400 pounds.
I did see a photo of it was New Jersey in 83, something like that, some weird date. And it's a cop hanging down from he's got a hole. Remember when we hung you from the ceiling in class, Chris? Kind of like that, holster like that. And he's got a tranquilizer gun in his hand, shotgun style. And in the window of the apartment that he's looking at is a 350-pound tiger named Mitzi.
Name
That was
what?
hiding in somebody's apartment. A 350-pound tiger
Hiding in
somebody's
an apartment.
And, well, somebody had hid it in their apartment since birth. And then, of course, they came home one day and that Mitzi was just not having it. And they were like, Mitzi's too big for my apartment. Come get it. And they had this cop hanging from one of those holsters with a fucking shotgun. Yeah, exactly, mental health. Here's your sign.
Exactly. Here's
Right?
your sign.
All day, every day.
Yes. I
Next
agree.
news.
People that are
Next
that dumb,
news.
yes, should have.
No, exactly. Well, and that's the thing. Like I said, that's the thing. I mean, when you can clearly see an animal is agitated,
Well,
Leave the
stop
fuck
fucking with it.
screw that guy in the first place for fucking around with a 400-pound animal. Trained or not, you won't catch me near that close to that fence because
Most of you motherfuckers don't bench press 400 pounds. Spoiler alert.
that.
Now it's fighting you back.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
and that's like me trying to pick Chris up. It's not gonna fucking happen today.
But you'll try with your hard-headed ass.
Oh, I try. I'll
You
try
know
my
he
best.
will.
He'll try.
Yeah.
I'm surprised if I could do
But
it. My point is if Chris is in a pissy mood, I'm not gonna play that game. Let's pick Chris up.
let's. Apparently, I'm pissed off and I'm agitated. So here's a game that we can play. Let's play fuck with Chris and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Bite your finger off.
It's always a.
I'm pretty sure that guy did not win Employee of the Month that month, by the way.
Yeah, the killer whale at SeaWorld. Yeah, you're right.
Oh
Tim.
no,
You're right.
absolutely.
Big ups to Tim Conrad. That's my man. How's that
Well,
baby
speaking
doing,
of
bro?
SeaWorld,
How's that baby doing? He's got a beautiful baby doing.
speaking of SeaWorld, not that this has anything at all to do with SeaWorld, but just a quick little bloop for you. Apparently, scientists have this was a scientific study, but they have determined that dolphins can recognize their family by tasting their urine.
I thank God humans aren't like that because I'd be like, I don't have family, motherfucker.
Dolphins can recognize family and friends by tasting their urine. Researchers have discovered that unusual sensory cells on the tongue help the mammals detect individual taste of other animals. Which is kind of cool, minus the urine thing.
Well, okay, but here's the thing. For you, me, and everybody else on the planet, we're like, ooh, they're drinking urine. But lest we forget, it's not like they can leave the pool and go to the bathroom.
I got that part. So it was like smelling the fart in the air. They can smell the urine.
Yeah, exactly.
Debbie, stop that bullshit. Debbie, you stop that shit.
No, but my wife makes a joke like if one of the kids fart or something and they blame me, she's like, "No, I know your dad's brand. That's not."
Oh yeah,
it's
you're
the
gonna know
same
the phrases of your. You're gonna know which one of your family members it is by that gas. You're gonna know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
And
you're
it's
used to
kind of
them
the
also.
same thing. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like just hearing the word urine and mouth just.
As a natural air breathing mammal, I ain't trying to smell none of you motherfuckers.
Yeah, amen to that.
I've been married. I know what she smells like.
Yeah.
I've got family. I know what they smell like. Y'all stay the fuck away from me. You can pass COVID through flatulence. Stay the fuck away from me.
I leave for 30 seconds when this motherfucker wants to start talking about COVID. Well, and last but not least, in animal news, not news, but just animal news. In the South Sudan, a sheep was sentenced to 3 years in jail for killing a woman.
Where's my damn water?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yes. A sheep has been sentenced to 3 years in jail after it was found guilty of killing a woman. The ram was arrested by police in South Sudan earlier this month after attacking. Yeah, with a name like that, you deserved it.
What's the name of the sheep?
I don't know the sheep's
Oh,
name,
he's
but the
talking
lady's
about
name.
What was her name?
Adhu Chapping.
Achoo.
I don't know. Adu Chapping.
What the fuck news ought to be? What the fuck did you just say?
Adu Chapping.
No, but you know what? It's
Um,
I just can't.
Yeah.
Well,
this
it's very rare, but I'm kind of speechless about that.
Adhu, maybe it's Adhu. I don't know.
What
But
the fuck
Chapping.
idiot said, "This is a good idea."
Yeah, Chapping later died of her injuries. Police Chief Major Elijah Mabor said the ram attacked her by hitting her ribs, and the old woman died immediately. So this is what happened in Rimbeck East, in a place called.
Here's my
The
question.
horns fucked
Here's
her
my
up. Is what
question.
it is. The
He,
horns.
he
are-
did what he did what
the
goats
horns
do.
grow
They
back.
headbutt. That's how
Did
they
what goats do.
that's how they fight. Yeah, they roll.
Their necks are actually built for that, so their necks don't snap. So,
Their
but
necks are
what
chocolate
was she
absorbers.
doing?
Well,
to
their
piss off-
head and neck.
Right, but what did she do to piss off said ram?
Being
Well,
away.
major.
Major.
She couldn't have been doing it. She could have just been walking down the street. You don't understand. Sheep and goats are just assholes in general.
No, at the end of the day,
Hey, Chris.
can I be a witness for the defense? I mean, hello.
What
It's
if-
Yeah, I mean, they're just. They're just. I can't tell you how many times. Like, yeah, I had friends of mine who had goat farms and stuff like that, and you would just put your hand out, and they would instantly just start headbutting your hand, and it's just what they do. Yeah. But police chief Elijah, he said our role as police is to provide safety and separate fights. The ram was apprehended and currently under custody at a police station in Malin Agoik Payam. Major Mabor also explained why the ram has been punished for the crime rather than its owner. He said the owner is innocent and the ram is the one who perpetrated the crime, so it deserves to be arrested. Then later on, the case shall be forwarded to customary court where the case can be handled amicably. The animal will now spend the next 3 years in a military camp.
Living its
You can't
best
even read
life.
this shit with a straight face. You can't even read this shit with a straight face.
I can't make this shit up. This is
you
real.
can't. No, you
I can't make this shit up, man.
Put a goat in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, at the end of the day, that goat doesn't know any different. He just knows he's being moved.
Yep. I got two more stories in news
Please.
before we take a break. But in order,
Yes, free
hashtag
the
Goat Lives Matter.
Yes.
Free my boy Ram.
Billy Goat Gruff.
You better leave Raymond alone.
Yeah, right. I have two more stories for you, but I can't do them without properly introducing them. Tony, where you at? Jeffrey, where are you at?
I'm here.
Everybody's
Frying
around. Everybody just leaves me. We're not in the middle of a show or anything.
I'm frying chicken. You don't want to see that.
What's going on, Twix?
Jeez, what's happening?
Aliens exist in the observable universe, says an English physicist.
What's his
I
name? Winston
think
Churchill?
so. I agree to that.
English physicist Brian Cox believes that aliens exist somewhere in the known universe. Last week, U.S. Congressman Andre Carson's caused a stir when he claimed that UFOs were real and posed a potential national security threat. It's a good thing we got the Space Force.
How about a global security threat? What the fuck?
Well, here's my thing.
Fuck the rest of the world. We just got to worry about the United States. Oh, America.
Oh, shit.
Oh, America.
Right on the
America.
sun.
Fuck you, Canada.
Chris, you're one of those idiots like, oh, we can go to the sun. We just have to go at night.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? That's
so
cute
bad.
coming from the idiot. That's cute coming from the idiot that said Elon Musk has $70 billion and there's 14 billion people in the world, so he can get everybody a billion.
Somebody else said that, and I said
You said it
because you can't do math.
You know how I know you said it?
I can do math, and I understand that numbers don't match.
Jeff, if
We're doing-
I'm stuck with the Monchi Chi label, you will always be stuck with Michael A. Jordan, just so you know, okay?
Like, I hope that Michael Jordan is proud of his son. Michael B. Jordan is an amazing actor and has done some amazing movies, and Michael Jordan should be proud of him. Michael A. Jordan.
Black, they look alike.
Cannot-
What are you gonna do?
Cannot wait for Michael B. Jordan to have a son and name him Michael C.
B.
Jordan.
Michael C. Jordan, yeah.
Yeah. But dumbass. But Professor Cox actually backed Carson's claims to an extent by stating that statistically there must be other sentinel life in the 2 trillion galaxies that exist in the observable universe, but he does not
Did you say
believe
sentinel
they
or
are
sensual?
a threat.
Did you say
Sensual.
sensual or sensual? Sensual?
Sentinel.
Okay.
Sentinel. As in mobile.
I'm just reading what the
Like-
text says.
Not-
I didn't
I'm
write
asking,
this stuff.
That just
I didn't know if it
means
was
like
sentinel or sentient. That's what I was asking.
No,
I didn't-
it was Sentinel, whatever.
We will be foolish to not think that there will be life outside of the planet after
of course
after
it would be a giant
a
waste of
few
space.
100 million years. The
Yeah.
dinosaurs didn't think we would be here and our asses are still here. Give me a fucking break. There's life fucking out there.
Yeah, right.
They got responses for some of the
Yeah.
radio waves that sent out last year. You got UFOs flying around and nobody talking about it. Now they started talking about it.
Mhm.
We ain't alone. Call me egoist. Fuck your feelings.
You're fine.
No,
You're fine,
it's
Mr. Twix.
really-
I kid on Canada.
really-
It's a long story.
really asinine.
Not that long of a story, but
You have
Not
to
that
be
long.
complete. I'm sorry. You have to be a complete moron to think there's no life on the planet but us.
You have to be a
in the
fucking
universe
idiot.
But us.
You have to be a
You have to
fucking
be an
idiot.
idiot.
I agree.
Because how many planets are out there? Billions? And Chris, you just said trillions of galaxies?
There
well,
are-
You
Brian.
can literally not fathom what a trillion
Mhm.
looks like.
Well, Brian Cox said on BBC's Sunday morning programming there are 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. So that's in the observable universe. So that's what they can see. That's galaxies, 2 trillion galaxies.
Lest we forget that space is unending. That still blows my mind. And
In a
I'm
galaxy
forward-
far, far, far away.
blows my
Jeez, Lumber
mind.
Marsh. I just saw a video yesterday. I just saw a post yesterday. The known universe is 93 billion light years. That's just what's known.
Yeah,
I
The
just
average
hope-
light year- the average light year you can't calculate because light speed is 167,000 miles per second. So you're going light years. Motherfucker, you ain't worth a shit. Your ego is too goddamn much. You ain't that significant. Wait to see how small
How many
Earth is compared to
years?
some of the other planets. Just saw that shit on Twitter. Everybody need to calm the fuck down. We ain't worth a shit. We in trouble.
Okay.
I just hope when we discover these other planets and these other life forms,
Let me-
that one
light
alien
year-
life form that we find is one of the greatest
one
characters
light
of all
year is
time.
6 trillion miles.
One light year,
Nice.
6 trillion miles.
Look it up. 6 trillion miles. 1 light year is
How light
equal to the distance light travels in 1 year. It is 10
Professor
trillion
Cox.
kilometers or 6 trillion miles.
Is this an actual fact that you're actually looking up currently, or are you just spouting out bullshit?
I just Googled
We
it.
need that.
Okay.
Just put it. How many
Just wanna make
years?
sure.
Light speed is 167,000 miles per second, correct?
Yes.
Light
It
speed.
says 6.5
100
times 10 something 5.
Look at Glick.
Earth-
I am a Martian.
I'm just trying to read a fucking story. You weren't supposed to research it.
I'm just trying to read a fucking news article. I don't need fucking Mulder
but I mean,
over here.
that's what I'm saying.
There's nothing to fact check. It's a goddamn news article saying that there's aliens.
We're digging
My
deeper into what
point
you
is-
taught us. Dr. Brian Cox, he's a Professor Brian Cox. He's a famous physicist and used to be the keyboard player in Dream or what that damn team is. I mean, musician. It's good stuff.
Brian Cox was a football player, wasn't he?
That's what I said in the first place. See, anybody listening to me?
I thought
New
you
York
said that.
Jets.
But is it
New York Jets.
Oh, that's why nobody knew it. That's why nobody ever heard of him, because he played for the Jets.
No, they spelled Brian wrong.
but is he not a professor? So what?
He's a physics professor.
Okay, so it'd be technically Dr. Cox, which means he's John C. McKinley.
Maybe he doesn't have his doctorate, so he wouldn't be a doctor.
Well, you just got it takes years to get your
I'm
doctorate.
just saying, I picture John C. McKinley saying all this stuff. That's you said Dr. Cox.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just reading an article saying that there are aliens out there, and you two are acting like somebody's arguing with you about it. It's like,
No, but
we're all on the same page.
My point is the
Well, I
fact
have another alien story for you guys.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Because I'm just saying, I mean, you got
How many more alien stories do you
cannot
have? There's
fathom
19 billion lately.
how
Fucking
big
aliens
the
out there.
universe is.
I can do alien stories all day for you guys.
All the stars you see don't equal what's in the Milky Way. It's only a little insignificant part.
Exactly.
We're not alone.
I can do alien stories all day long for you guys as long as I can play this in the background.
Yes, Twix, they are.
Yes. Yeah, of course they
I
are.
think if you
It's an unidentified flying object. So any unidentified or test crafts that the military has or anything like that is classified technically and can be titled as a UFO.
Is it flying
When the
or
stealth bombers were first being tested, technically before they came out and said that they were a real military aircraft, they were a UFO.
yeah, okay, kill the music. It's very loud. No, but I mean, like I think if you really look back at your life, everyone's had a UFO sighting as well.
I have.
Mhm.
Some they have seen something. I've had a couple, but I've seen.
I would be
something
willing to
what could not
bet.
explain.
You was in the Navy. I know you saw shit. You kissed my ass. Y'all don't even tell half of what you saw.
I've seen some shit. I'm just
He was
saying.
in the Navy. I know
My-
he saw shit.
my
Fuck that.
point is if you look back at your life, and I'm talking about like the most boring motherfucker on the planet has had something in their life where like I can't explain what the fuck I'm seeing.
Yes.
And the best example of UFO sightings, Dan Aykroyd will tell you some stories that blow your fucking mind. Watch an interview with him when he starts talking to aliens. That dude is into it.
Let me let Glick finish, because when that next hour comes, we can
Yeah.
talk about some of the celebrities who say they have left the planet and been back.
No, we're not. We're going into a totally different subject. And that's the great thing about what I do. Don't worry. We'll get back into the alien stories Saturday because I'm going to save a couple articles for Saturday.
Let me dig up my shit.
I can play with
And then we're
that.
going to allow you two to tell your stories about being abducted and being anally
No, I'm
probed.
not saying I was ever.
No, that was you.
So Tony on his front lawn with the sign on
No,
his
that was
chest saying,
you.
please
I saw
come
you when you got
take
picked
my-
up and you came back on all fours, smiling.
Probe me. Tony's getting new
They ain't taking me.
Jeff, look, Glick,
They ain't
Glick
taking me.
this. They're here.
Yeah. They ain't taking Glick. Trust me. They're like, nah, there's creatures like you on our planet. We don't mess around. We're going to go ahead and leave you alone. I'll flip the script on their asses. Nah, bitches, you my bitch. Hold my pocket. I'm probing that ass. Bring that sweet alien
seriously.
ass over here.
Dan Aykroyd told a story where he was riding around on his motorcycle, and he's got a police-style motorcycle,
Mhm.
and he literally followed something that he thought at first was a helicopter, but then was right underneath of it, and he couldn't feel the wash of the blades or hear it, and it was
Yes.
like 10 feet from him.
Yes.
And it started, he turned on the wigwams, you know, the red and blue lights, and it
Mhm.
started reacting to those. It's a fascinating story.
That's a movie.
No, it's not. He told the story on
Yes.
someone else's
Like-
podcast. Someone that you're not a fan
What is
of.
that? Encounters of the Third Kind or something like that? Where they played the piano?
No, that's close
Yeah.
enough. No, but he was telling the story on your favorite podcast, Mr. Joe Rogan, because he was there pitching.
It's just saying right. Fuckhead Joe Rogan.
He was pitching his Crystal Skull tequila, and it goes along with you've seen Indiana Jones' Crystal Skull movie.
Yeah, I don't care.
It's kind
That
of
was a
based.
serious shit. You do know that, right? That was a serious ass movie. You do know that, right?
Oh no, I believe it. Although the ending was kind of weak sauce, but the whole Crystal Skull thing, Aykroyd's got like he did a show.
What the fuck?
Where he was supposed to be doing like deep dives into alien stuff, and it got canceled before it got aired. And they had like 72 hours worth of video of stuff, and it's never seen the light of day.
Just watch that.
Somebody was like, "Yeah, we don't need this getting out there."
Watch the
probably.
With that being said,
we're gonna take a break. And we'll come back. Yeah, I do have a couple other alien stories. I do these just for you guys. Like I said, I am not a non-believer, even though you guys get all crazy and want to start fact checking everything like I'm arguing with you.
Fact checking. I was saying
light years.
Tony said versus 9. What did he say? 19 light years. Well, a light year is like a shit ton.
fucking off, man.
10 to the 5th power.
If you're tired of people bitching on the internet, you're tired of the bullshit on the
Get
news,
off the fucking internet.
They talk about like the shit that's going on out there that you're gonna die from. Get on early.
Why?
Why? We're gonna take a real quick break. We do have new music from a new artist who was nice enough to allow us to start playing his music. It's a young man. It goes by the name Ballad.
I got a request.
What's that?
Never mind what you thought you heard. I'm Rick James, bitch. All right, go ahead.
That wasn't a request. That was a statement. God damn.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, a young man. I don't even know what the hell I was going with this, but a young man who I reached out to last week and was nice enough to allow us to use his music. He's an up-and-coming artist. He goes by the name Ballad. Go ahead and check him out on TikTok and YouTube. If you look for him on YouTube, put in Ballad Orange. That'd be the easiest way to find him. But he's got a nice little soulful R&B sound. I think Tony and I said he's a lot like Prince and like Eric Benet, Maxwell. You know, Tony said he looks like Eric Benet. But go check him out. Go show him some love. Let him know we sent him your way. He might be a potential guest down the road. It'd be cool to get him on because I'd like to talk to him and chit-chat with him. But I have become a fan. I've been listening to his music. And I'm really liking it. I'm digging it. So we'll be back here in just a few minutes. Got a little ballad with Baby, Baby, Baby. Baby, 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 baby.
Baby, tell me what you gonna You know you need, like you don't need. You know you need, like you don't need. You know you need, like you don't need. Like you don't need. Like you don't need.
Welcome back to Nonsensical Nonsense. Everybody, what?
I don't give Jody enough credit.
For what?
I don't give Jody enough credit.
Shit.
Jody, you out
Coming
there?
in hot.
Jody.
I like it. It's good stuff.
Thank you, Tim.
That motherfucker out here listening to soulful love music.
Nice. Thank you, Tim. Hey, man, I love that type of music.
You hear that shit, Jeff?
Judge me if you will. I love it. Judge me if you will.
He does have a bit of a Prince vibe to him.
Yeah. But welcome.
It's Maxwell, like you said. I heard more Maxwell.
Yeah,
I did.
No, when I first heard him, my first thought that was a ballad, by the way, everybody, with "Baby, Baby, Baby." But that when I first heard him, that's exactly the first artist that came to mind was Maxwell, for me. But the kid is super talented, and I'll say kid because he's a young cat. I'm super talented. He's a really good artist. Yeah, I've been enjoying his music. I kind of stumbled upon him on TikTok. I was scrolling through, and he was on there promoting his new song "Orange," and so I reached out to him, and he actually got back with me during the show, and said, "Absolutely, play the give me a shout out, play the song, give me a shout out, let me know all that." So, and then I started listening to his music, and I enjoy it. I really like it. He's got a good sound.
It'd be really cool is if we could get him and Rock Lee together, and maybe they'll do a song together, and they can.
I actually didn't think about that.
Put us on the album, as credit for hooking the two of them up.
Something like that. But yeah, welcome back to Nonsensical Nonsense, everybody. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show so far. Man, that was a good one.
If you could have turned that into far, it would have been perfect.
If it didn't sneak up, if it didn't sneak up on me, I would have. If I could, that one just came out of nowhere. Yeah, yeah. If you guys aren't already, go ahead and check us out on all social media at Nonsensical Nonsense, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Don't forget to join us live. Come hang out with us live and in person on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook every Wednesday, Saturday, and Monday night. We're here doing our thing. If you don't want to watch us live, you can get every single episode of the podcast on Spotify and everywhere you listen to podcasts at. We are there. Don't forget to send us emails. Don't forget to send emails if you'd like to reach out to us, or if you want to get your starting five in for this week. We're doing our top 5 superpowers that you would like to have. So go ahead and send those into the email at nonsensicalnonsenspodcast@gmail.com. We do have a merch store if you're interested in any of that jazz at teespring.com/nonsensicalnonsenspodcast. So give us a follow, go give us a like, give the gentleman down below and beside me the double thumbins that they both love.
Wait. Give us something down below. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's the gentleman down below. Give them the double thumbin. Give them the double thumbin right around their back door, right below the belt.
And don't forget to say surprise.
Surprise.
Don't do it.
And we don't ask for much from you guys, but the one thing we will ask is if you could give us a share. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your coworkers, tell your boss, especially if you don't like your boss. Because if you don't like your boss, you can tell him to listen, and then you can email us, and then you can tell us that you don't like our boss and your boss and he listens to our podcast, and then we can make fun of him on the podcast.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Because we're not the ones going to get fired for it. So
Yeah, exactly.
I heard you wear sandals in the office.
Did you get that memo?
Here you wear sandals and jeans. What kind of
really drink
fuckery is that? Kind of bullshit is that?
Wait, what's wrong with that? It's a joke, gentlemen. Calm down.
No, it's not. I've seen you.
That's right.
Fuck
I've
you,
seen
sandals
pi-
comfortable.
Yeah, they are. You know what? I don't even have a dog in this
It's
fight.
like
I want to wear.
300 fucking degrees here.
I don't have a dog in this fight. I want to wear my cowboy boots with my shorts. So who am I to say what you wear with your pants?
You want to talk about fuckery? You don't talk about some weird fuckery. Cowboy
It's a good
boots
look,
and
man.
shorts. Tony,
It's a good look.
As a
First and foremost, Tony's opinion doesn't matter.
Fashionista on the show.
Tony's opinion doesn't apply in this matter because Tony probably don't even like cowboy boots in general.
This is probably true.
Am I wrong, Tony?
What the hell am I going to do in a pair of cowboy boots? Jeff, what is your question?
Exactly. So
Cowboy
I'm
boots
right.
and
And Jeff,
shorts.
you're an idiot.
Your thoughts? Cowboy
His
boots.
opinion don't matter. He don't like cowboy boots as it is.
I
So he's
asked
gonna.
you that question.
You wouldn't. In his opinion, you shouldn't wear cowboy boots at all.
What's the
Are
question?
He
you putting
literally
words
just
in the
said-
man's mouth? Are you putting
No,
words
he
in his
literally
mouth?
just said, "What the hell am I going
Tony,
to do with
think
cowboy
he's
boots?"
talking for you.
I am,
This is me
as the
saying-
host of the show. As the host of the show.
Yes, Tim, I agree. That's racist.
Hey,
Tony, he's got
your
you.
family. What's the question?
Shorts and cowboy boots.
Hell no. What the fuck I look like?
Not if you're going to wear
Just
them.
wear
If it's
shorts and
okay.
cowboy boots.
I do not wear them. I'm not
Okay.
allowed to.
That's because it's not okay.
It's okay.
Every rational human being on the planet knows those two things don't go together.
That's not true.
It's like lamb and tuna fish.
That's not true.
It's gonna
Have you
stink.
had lamb and
It's gonna
tuna fish?
stink.
No,
It's gonna
that's-
stink.
It's
that's a Big
delicious.
Daddy reference.
It's delicious.
Take the word for it because I don't like fish.
Ooh, you would love tuna steaks. They're delicious.
You know, one
They
in
do
every
look-
3 cowboys is black.
Yeah, actually.
You know, the
A lot of
first
cowboys.
you know,
One
the cowboy that
So,
invented
A lot of
bulldog
cowboys.
is black. The cowboy
What
that
was up
invented
with this shit?
bulldogging is black.
I don't know.
say what?
Bulldogging.
Say what? Bulldogging?
The bulldogging. It's a move when you the way you catch a calf was black. His name was William Pickett.
William or Wilson?
His name was Jerome Jenkins.
His name was Bubba.
Does any? I'm gonna wait. Let's go
Hold
ahead
on,
and finish the show.
hold on, let
I'm gonna wait.
Go ahead. I got
Nothing at all.
Does
This is
anybody
just
watch AMC or the History Channel, and they're about to make a documentary on Jack
Bill Pickett.
Daniels.
Oh, dude, that's fucking fucked up. Bill
I do wanna
Pickett
see
was born William M. Pickett, born December 5th, 1870.
Okay.
Was a cowboy rodeo Wild West show performer and actor in 1889. He introduced the world to bulldogging.
well.
Did you?
Anyways,
It was also in
He's
Texas.
the
I
first
believe.
African American cowboy. First African American cowboy.
He was in Texas too, wasn't he?
It doesn't say.
Okay. Glick, that Jack Daniels movie, they're
Mhm.
doing a lot of history on American being built on guns, sex, and booze.
oh yeah.
The story with Jack Daniels is Jack Daniels stole the recipe.
Jack Daniels, what? That's
Jack
Jeff's
Daniels
children.
used the recipe that came from Uncle Nearest. So when you go to the liquor store, the real flavor and the real originator of Jack Daniels is Uncle Nearest. So when y'all get a chance to go to the liquor store, try the difference between the two. It's good shit. You've seen me drink it here on. Oh well, when we used to be on Haps, I've had that bottle. It's Uncle Nearest and Crown Peach for yours truly. Thank you very much.
Interesting. Yeah, I do want to actually want to check that Jack Daniels
distillery. It's in Tennessee.
Yeah,
Jack Daniels is good. Don't get me wrong.
Didn't he die from like a toe infection or some shit?
That was Bob Marley.
He stole all my money. I'd have stepped on it too. Shit.
No, but I mean, it's the same concept. Him and Bob Marley both died from the same thing.
Look all my fucking money. Fuck your toe. Fuck your toe.
With all that money, I'm like, just cut the fucker off. You know?
Dude. They can't tell me they ain't got reparations money. All that liquor we done drink around this motherfucker.
Amen to that.
Mm-hmm.
But Tony, don't you like Hennessy?
Well,
sorry.
Don't I like you? You said Hennessy? Yeah, I do.
You're black. All the black guys talk about drinking Hennessy.
Not all of them.
are you done?
Alcohol.
No, I got another one. Hold on.
It's the purest form of alcohol out there. I've known people that have been alcohol distributors. Look, that was actually pretty funny, but I wasn't done. God damn it! Don't cut me off. Cut him off next time.
I wasn't trying to cut you off. I was cutting Jeffrey off. I'm trying to go into
and worms and
it's
shit.
a stereotype for a reason, motherfucker.
Come on, that ass.
I've never
trying to go into this next deep dive, and Jeff wants to continue to be a racist. Can we cancel our own co-host?
Says the person that was telling Tony what he can and cannot comment about.
That has nothing to do with being black or white. That has everything to do with the fact that I'm the host and I'll say what can and can't be said on here. That goes for you too, little person.
Makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. I'll speak for both of you.
Calm
Little
down.
person,
No, you won't.
black guy.
No.
Calm down there, Joe Biden.
Don't let the beard fool you. Don't let the beard.
Did you say
outgrow your-
Joe Biden?
Yes.
Don't let the beard outgrow your intelligence.
Yeah. Lion, dog-faced pony soldier.
Yeah, that's right.
You sure? Pretty good at this.
So what is your deep dive is on, you said abandoned amusement parks, correct?
I don't need your help.
No, I'm asking because I forgot.
Well, last week, look at this. Look at that.
Ooh,
Last week,
type. Good for fucking you.
I can't type. Last week we wrapped up our Disney dive, which was pretty fun, pretty cool. I think I liked it. I had fun doing it. And we tried to give Tony a project, and Tony said, "Go look up this lake." I was like, "I don't think that's how this works, Tony."
Let me send you everybody a link.
More than me.
Tony's like, "Here's a link. Go look up this lake."
Well, more than me talking about it, people can see it because half the time when you're talking about shit, they're gonna look into it anyway. While you are at it,
well, that's okay.
Why do you assume
That's why we do this.
Like, I don't believe Tony. I'm gonna have to look it up for myself.
I've had too many conversations with people on the internet. I know what I'm doing. Everybody out there, look up Seneca Village in New York. You're welcome.
I don't look up shit. That's why I'm
You
here.
a damn lie. You YouTube.
So Chris can sit here and tell me stories.
You YouTube and TikTok.
Exactly.
That's one of the
Seneca
reasons I want to be
Village,
part of the show.
New York,
So I can
ladies
like,
and
Chris, tell me a story.
Half of
Exactly.
you on the computer. Seneca Village, New York. The history of.
I got
Well, I do have a new deep dive for you, gentlemen,
yes.
starting tonight.
I used to say that during my single life.
I have a new deep dive for you, gentlemen. You used to say that during your single life.
I make a new deep dive. I make a new deep dive. No. Yeah.
There goes Tony walking right into it.
Just walked into that fan blade, just like, is this a fan? Boom!
Nope.
Like the dude in Indiana Jones when he got hit with a plane propeller, just like, what's this? Oh, look at that shit.
Oh, he never saw it hit him. He never saw it come behind. He never
No, he
saw
didn't
that
say
shit.
it. Like a dude that walked into a glass door that was closed. Just
Well,
bam.
anyways, I have a new little adventure for us, gentlemen. It's probably another line that Tony said in his single days as well.
Tony, you have no idea how much glad I'm that you joined the show, because this would have all been directed at me if it weren't for you. So thank you, sir.
How come we don't have our names on the screen? I'm just curious. How come we don't have no names on the screen?
How good?
It's
Because I've changed up there.
Okay.
So the new deep dive for starting this week. And here you go, Tony. I got you covered. There you go, Tony. I got you covered, buddy.
I covered it right there.
Why did you do it? Here.
Asshole. He called me an asshole.
Yeah, I did.
I'm surrounded by assholes.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Yes, I am.
Read the story.
Read the story.
Here, we'll just kind of cover everything real quick. So,
oh, y'all, there you go.
so we do have a new deep dive that I want to start tonight. We probably won't get too far into it because we only got about a half hour left on the show. But either way, I want to get it started. As I said, we did the Disney one. I wound up having a lot of fun with that, and I think this is going to be a new thing that I do on the show that might take place in the top 10, or maybe the top 10 will get moved to just solely on Mondays, because I do have a couple of lists still saved that.
Well, it's kind of like it's a nice way to mix it up. Every once in a while, you can do a top 10.
LDN 360. Who's that?
Mm-hmm. What's going on, El?
What's that?
I don't know. So, starting tonight, we're going to roll into abandoned amusement parks with creepy and/or horrific histories or disturbing histories. So, I got a couple to start for you tonight. We got Lake Shawnee Amusement Park, and this one is one that I kind of started to talk about a little bit. That's in West Virginia. I couldn't remember the name of it, but it's in West Virginia. As of today, the rusted and overgrown rides of Lake Shawnee Amusement Park serves as a reminder of the failed West Virginia attraction. But its eerie past lives on in folklore in the area of West Virginia, which, West Virginia is what. Yeah, West Virginia is what it is. And like a lot of creepy, I like a lot of creepy stories and whatnot. This one starts out with the amusement park was actually built on an Indian burial ground.
Oh, there we go.
And I'm not going.
Yeah, when they when they started when they started building the park, they had to have an archaeological team come in and do a dig, and they actually found 13 bodies, mostly children, native children. But that's not the darkest part of this story.
Damn, for real?
Fuck, it gets worse. Jesus.
Reals. This is actually a very intriguing story. This is one of the stories that got me into the abandoned amusement parks a couple years back, or a few years back, whatever the case may be. But in 1783, Mitchell Clay was the first European settler to make his home in the area in West Virginia.
Okay.
Which at that time it was heavily populated by Shawnee Indians, hence the name.
Okay. Yeah.
The Lake Shawnee Amusement Park.
We got that.
Wow.
Indigenous
people.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm going to be woke. Jesus.
While Clay was gone to town one day, well, this is where this is the background of this story, or this park. This happened on where the park is, or was. It's still bits and pieces of the park there. But while Clay had gone to town one day to get supplies and whatnot, a group of Shawnee warriors surrounded his three of the Clay children who were working in the fields. Bartley, his son, was shot first. Tabitha, hearing the gunshot, ran to her brother, where she was attacked and cut by a knife, her body dismembered, and both of their scalps were taken by the Shawnee group. Their brother Ezekiel was captured and burned at the stake.
Once again,
Sound like laughing
this
at
is why I
Mohicans.
don't leave my house. You froze.
Did he freeze?
Looks
Yeah,
like
he froze.
either
He'll be
that or
back.
he's
Refresh
taking
the
one hell
page.
of a drag off that vape.
Stop talking all this conspiracy shit. They stop fucking with your internet. I'm glad you ain't scared. Now go ahead and tell them what's really good. God damn, boy, you tell a ghost story.
No,
in the
you
damn
know what?
camera.
I mean, that's
You ain't got no storms this week.
Blame it on Disney. They're still pissed.
Mm-mm.
No, but I mean, that's
Tim, that's a good question. They are
It
supposed to have the information. They are supposed to have that information. They just decide whether or not they want to tell you, depending on how much money you're going to spend and how much the land is worth.
that's true.
That's what happens.
And the land is worth on what the fact they're not going to tell you. Like Chris had to jump back out, jump back in.
Yeah, refresh it. Yeah. You got to refresh it.
That's fucked up, man. I don't. I
A
mean,
lot of Indian burial grounds are being built on that was poltergeist. Everybody saw fucking poltergeist. And the only reason you got to be scared is if
I
you
didn't see it. That
build
scared
a
the
house-
shit out of me.
if you build a house on a fucking cemetery, what you expect?
Holy
I'll
ground,
wait.
holy ground, holy ground.
I'll wait. You built it on a fucking cemetery.
Yeah,
How many people have been in New Orleans?
I've been a couple times, but I don't remember.
Did you ever
any
take a
of
tour?
them.
Did you ever take a tour of the city? Yeah, you was drunk. I already know.
No, I went during Mardi Gras and got my ass drunk as a motherfucker.
Dog. Mardi Gras is a fucking party. I don't care what nobody says. That is
Oh,
a
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
party. You ain't partied till you've been to a motherfucking Mardi Gras. But
Yeah, I'll tell you
I
what.
went
If
to
you
New
can't
Orleans
get
and did a
laid
tour of
during
the city.
Mardi Gras, you got issues.
You can get laid, just may not be who you want to be with.
Well, yeah, but you
Thank you very
don't
much.
feel it at the moment because you're so drunk. They all look pretty.
You're gonna feel it when you wake up. Might be missing something when you wake up.
Yeah.
You back?
Well, that was weird. My
Yeah.
internet just went completely.
Yeah, see,
You
you're talking
talking
about,
shit
you're
with your
talking about
business.
ghosts and shit, and they're fucking
Yeah.
with your internet.
You gonna learn. You gonna learn. You ain't scared.
I haven't even started. I'm not scared. I haven't even started. I haven't
Look,
even
they
started
gave you-
talking about the ghost. I haven't
Look,
even
they
started
gave you
talking
all the
about the
hits you
ghost.
need. They gave you all the hits
Yeah.
you need. Every podcast we did this shit, your shit fuck it up. And you ain't got no storm this week.
You start talking about Disney, it fucks up your
You know
internet.
what?
You talk about ghosts, it fucks up your internet.
Okay.
Put two and two together, Christopher.
Yeah.
Just saying. Damn.
Okay.
Oh, Jeff was the hard
No,
headed.
okay.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
the paranoid one that never leaves my house, but yet you just keep getting fucked with, but you're talking all this shit.
Yep.
I ain't even talking shit. I was just reading. I haven't begun to talk shit yet. What?
Ghosts don't give a shit about your feelings. is all.
Nope.
Yeah, I'll try not to. If not, I'll do it in the morning.
Okay. Thank you.
So, Jesus Christ, where were we?
You were talking about
The kids got beheaded.
Dude was
Yeah.
burned at the stake
Yeah, one was
and
burned.
scalped.
Yes.
Mhm. So yeah. Bartley and their daughter Tabitha were killed, and then his eldest son Ezekiel was kidnapped and burned at the stake. Well, when Mitchell found out, Mitchell Clay came back and he enlisted the help of other settlers to seek vengeance for his family. After burying his children, he murdered several of the Shawnee Indians.
Yes.
Centuries later, in the 1920s, a businessman named Conley T. Snitto purchased the site of the Clay Farm and the massacre or murder and developed it into an amusement park. He built a swing set, a Ferris wheel, and opened up the pond for swimming. And that was kind of a blessing in disguise because I actually changed up how I'm going to do this moving forward while everything was rebooting. But death still hung over that cursed parcel of land.
Parcel. Big word of the day. Parcel.
Yes. It's amazing.
The
how
aliens
well
have taken
our
over.
vocabulary is considering how much we curse.
It's not what you say.
Well,
it's not how you say it, it's what you say.
side note, they say people that curse on a regular basis are more intelligent than anybody else.
I have not heard that.
That's a scientific. That was a scientific research. But
no, I did hear that.
But yeah, so death still hung over the cursed parcel of land. A little girl in a pink ruffled dress met her end after climbing onto a circling swing set. She was killed after a truck backing into the path of the swing. Another little one, this time a boy, drowned in the amusement park swimming pond.
Okay, wait.
According,
whoa. Go back to the girl. She climbed on a swing and got hit by a truck.
It was she wasn't supposed to be on the swing at the time.
So she she won a stupid prize.
Well, no, it wasn't that. She was just a little girl and she was getting on the swings. And a truck was backing up, and
who the fuck swings the truck? There are no swings that go out to the street to where a truck's going to hit you.
Exactly. That's why I was confused.
No, it wasn't on the. It was on. It was on the amusement park. I don't know. Maybe it was making a delivery. I don't know. She was in the wrong place, wrong time, and it killed her.
Sounds like she was playing stupid games.
Yeah. According to Visit West Virginia, the park's rides were responsible for a total of 6 deaths. The park eventually shut down, but its structures were left to rot and rust. They're still there to this day. Anybody want to go to Lake Shawnee?
No, y'all go ahead.
Send me postcards.
Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony. Let's investigate.
How do you ride a swing and get hit by a truck? Where am I going?
That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't a swing.
On a swing and got hit by a truck.
Okay. First and foremost, have you guys never been to a fucking amusement park? Have you never been to a fair? The swing ride, the big circular ride that swings around, and it's not like a swing set.
It's above the fucking truck.
No, it's not.
Where did this fucking truck come from?
Yeah, where did the truck come from?
It came from the delivery department. They were delivering new swings, and the little girl was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe the truck driver was like, fuck this little girl in her stupid pink dress. I don't know.
That's that bullshit.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
That's that bullshit. Come on now. You better than that.
I'm just saying, you can't drop a bomb like the girl was on a swing set, got hit by a truck, and then just move on like it was nothing.
I was trying to.
But you guys aren't concerned about the little boy who drowned in the swimming pond.
I can understand how you drown in a swimming
My
pond.
point,
But how do
that
you
makes sense.
You get hit by a truck.
That you say somebody drowns in a pond. I get it. That's not that hard to understand. But
this is such a solid episode.
blew my mind was she was on a swing set, gets hit by a truck.
Yeah.
Either somebody don't know how to drive a truck.
Saturday when I do the deep dive, I'm turning your mics off.
That's that bullshit.
Just so you know.
You need us.
Trust me, the Chatters box will back me up. Tell me anybody in the Chatters box when you heard Chris say she was on a swing set and got hit by a truck that you didn't go, where the fuck did the truck come from?
It's an amusement park. It was making a delivery. The swing swung into the path of the truck, and she got hit.
Tony, you've been to Disney. You ever seen fucking truck driving around?
Disney Six Flags Great Adventures Action Park? No.
Okay, this was also in 1920. Things were a little bit different 100 years ago.
We didn't get that part.
Listen to it. I said it when I said it. Centuries later in 1920, Conley T. Snideout bought the parcel of land. Things were different.
Yeah, okay, but here's the thing.
Justified. I did not hear
it doesn't sound.
You can't hear it because Jeff won't shut the fuck up.
It doesn't sound like the park was quote unquote haunted. It sounds like it was mismanaged.
Okay, first of all, nobody has said anything about the park being haunted yet. Second of all, we're talking about the history of the park.
You got dead people. That motherfucker's haunted.
We're talking about the history of the park, the history of the land. We haven't gotten anywhere about anything being haunted.
Driving a truck.
Yet.
Yet.
Say yet.
God damn, I'm going to need 3 episodes just to get to that.
Yeah.
I don't know, Jeff. I don't know, Jeff. We'll go visit.
You can't drop
it's not dropping a bomb.
On a swing set in a truck and not get questions.
We will go to the park and get a Ouija board out, and we will ask the little girl what
Fuck
happened.
you! I ain't playing with no Ouija board.
Okay, well then shut the fuck up and let me finish this.
Hell
Let me
no.
finish this dive on this part.
Since y'all make black jokes, let me just say Ouija board jokes is white folk shit. I don't
It is white folk shit. But you know what? But you know what? There's always one or two black folks that are dumb enough to do what the white folks is doing. That's why y'all die first.
Yeah.
You didn't die first.
You do die first.
You just recorded us dying the most.
Okay. We're gonna cut and edit this and put this.
Tony's like, fuck that guy, he's dead. I'm out of here.
Yes. But
That was a decent paycheck. I'm not jumping in no horror movie without 20 million. I'm tired of y'all killing us early. That motherfucker died in Jurassic Park. I'm still mad.
well, anyways, the park was eventually shut down, but its structures were left.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we're left to rot and rust. The park's new owner, Gaylord White, who bought the park in 1985.
What's his
Gaylord White. Gaylord Fokker.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So your name's Gay Fokker.
But
I hate you too. I try to be serious.
I'm trying to be serious. I'm just trying to do a fucking deep dive.
Deep dive, then, damn it. We dive.
I'm trying to.
Question.
But now we're gonna get into the ghost. So Gaylord White says he can hear the wooden swings creak, though it may not be the one that pushes him. Sometimes the seat will start to move underneath your hand while you feel cold air blowing through the seat. Some would call that the wind. I don't know. But
swings are not stationary.
On the wings of love.
Gaylord White II
There's two of them.
told the Travel Channel, and when you get to the middle, you feel something warm. And we believe that's her spirit, the little girl on the swings. Yeah, they could have really worded. They really could have. They really could have worded this.
Fuck that. You could have read that shit.
You read that to the point where
You
our
read it like
sick
that.
minds
There's
went.
something warm.
No. I just read it. No, I'm just saying they could have.
You'll
This
feel something warm.
Oh,
this next part they could have. They could have worded a little bit better. The
Jesus.
This
is the funniest ghost story I've ever heard.
Yeah. The younger White, as in Gaylord White II, but it says the younger White said he's even seen the little girl with her dress covered in blood.
Fuck that.
She looked at me, and as long as she looked at me, and as long as she looked at me, I couldn't move, he said. Paranormal investigators now frequent the site. It has also been featured on Discovery Channel's Ghost Lab, the Travel Channel's most terrifying places in America. Lake Shawnee has now opened up for daring visitors who want to see the place for themselves. Tours last from October 25th through October 31st.
The month of Halloween. Yeah, I'll take y'all asses on the fucking.
The week of Halloween.
Out of the three of us, there's one asshole that would fucking go.
Yeah, the biggest one. He
just raise his hand. The idiot.
Who's the smartest one out the group that ain't going? Here's a hint.
You're going, punk bitch.
Fuck you. When you get that breeze up your ass when somebody.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Somebody who ain't around. What happened? I don't know. It just got cold all of a sudden. Looking like Marlon Wayans, a scary movie. Go ahead.
No, people, you're Chris is one of those people that's like, this house is haunted. Chris is like, let's stay the fucking night. Fuck you.
You're goddamn right I am.
I don't believe it.
I'll pick you up in the morning, motherfucker, because I'm staying my ass at home.
Ghostbuster Glick. That's who he is. He ain't afraid of no ghosts.
I ain't.
And I'm like Ernie Hudson. I'll go in after you motherfuckers. I'll come on the second movie. Fuck this shit.
Tony's like, if it involves a paycheck, I'll show up. You won't.
I'll think about it. You can't give me no common damn sense to go fuck around with motherfuckers that you can't see, prove, or talk to, and they gonna fuck you up in the process. No.
Oh, hell no. Oh,
no.
I'm out.
I ain't worried about all that jazz. Well, Zach Bagans. Well,
Yeah,
the next
they keep fucking up. Keep going.
The next park I'm going to try to struggle through. I'm going to need you guys to get your shit together for Saturday because it's actually a pretty cool segment if you'd let me get through it.
It is, but there are always going to be questions about whatever segment you bring up.
Certain questions are okay, but dumbass fuckery questions are
How
just
is it a dumb question if a girl's on a swing, she gets hit by a truck? How's that a dumb question to ask for the why?
Listen to the story and you would understand at a different time. It was a different era, so things work differently. Anyways, we're going to go to the Holy Land, USA.
Oh,
Damn.
With a Hollywood-style sign and a cross marking its entrance, the Holy Land in Waterbury, Connecticut is hard to miss if you're driving along Interstate 84. Originally opened in 1960. The theme park is basically has several replicas of biblical scenes. I know, obviously,
Like
Bible.
book.
Yeah, like Bibles. It's very Bible-centric and whatnot.
Didn't they do that in that movie with Tim Allen, Richer for Poor? He wanted.
I have no idea. I have no idea. But they got such scenes, including like the Last Supper. I know what you did last summer. The Last Supper and the Garden of Eden, and an inn featuring a no vacancy sign. The park originally, when it was up and running and whatnot, it's seen about 50,000 visitors every year. Until owner John Baptist Greco closed the park in 1984 in order to expand it. Before he could reopen the park, however, Greco died and the park was bequeathed to a group of nuns who have maintained the grounds but never reopened it. So it's just kind of been, it was bequeathed.
Yeah, he left it to them in their will.
It wasn't queefed. Calm down.
Something like
Yeah, Tony. That's a good word. I use bequeath.
Yeah, but the nuns never reopened it. They just took care of the grounds. People still found ways in though, and vandalized and trespassed and whatnot, destroyed many of the park statues and attractions. In 2010, Chloe Ottman and her friend Francesco Cruz decided to explore the park. The two had been friends for a couple years, and Chloe clearly thought they were just in for a night of creepy fun and underage drinking at the park. Well, Cruz, however, had different motives. And after Chloe refused to have sex with him, he raped and killed her, stabbing her in the neck under the giant cross before throwing her body and belongings into the woods.
That's disrespectful.
Good God.
Though he initially helped with the search to find Chloe, Cruz confessed to her death and led police to her body. He was charged with a capital felony, murder, and sexual assault and sentenced to 55 years in prison for it. Wow. Leaving the park with a more sinister reputation, so to say.
Tim, you're not helping.
I'm calling it comment of the night.
Nuns queefed on the ground.
Nuns queefed on the ground.
Bunch of queefing nuns. Is that kind of like the flying nun? Is that how she flew?
That's called propulsion. That killing someone and helping search for them. There's a movie called Searching.
Yeah.
Really good movie.
Nicholas Cage.
No, it's actually stars one of the guys from Harold and Kumar. Go to White Castle. The Asian dude.
Okay.
And it's all you. It's like you're watching on a computer. Like everything's like if he gets
like
a call,
Cloverfield and Blair Witch Project and all that shit. Yeah.
No. It's literally like you see his computer screen the entire time. You never actually see a person.
That's that bullshit.
It's a computer screen, and it's like video chats and stuff like that. And it's interesting. It's a good movie, but it's about his daughter going missing.
Nice. I got a little bit more time. I do want to do one real quick. One more real quick. This is more not really creepy, or I guess maybe to a certain degree. I know which movie you're talking about. More of a horrified. I guess this is just kind of cool to me because I've always been fascinated by this location. Pripyat, Ukraine, most commonly known as Chernobyl.
Yes.
They when they built Pripyat, it was ahead of its time. It was the late 80s, but it was ahead of its time with the architectural designs of the buildings and everything was state of the art. It was like I said, it was a more futuristic idea and development for this city. Wider roads than anybody else. Any other cities in the world and whatnot. This was a city where it was built around the Chernobyl power plant.
Right.
And for those of you who don't know what Chernobyl is, it was a massive power plant. And in 86, and there was a massive explosion, and the whole town of Pripyat was evacuated.
Technically a meltdown.
Yeah, it was a meltdown. There was an explosion.
There's an amazing miniseries on HBO.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
How good was that?
That was fucking outstanding.
Yeah. So the Chernobyl meltdown, the explosion, they had to evacuate the entire city of Pripyat. But the great thing about it was because of the way they built the city and the way they built the roads, they were able to evacuate. I think it was 70 or 80,000 people.
Yeah. In hours.
Yeah, in just a couple hours with no backups or anything like that. And they were able to, but everybody thought they were just going to be gone for a week or two. They didn't realize when they left that they were literally never coming back. So Chernobyl has a kind of a creepy history because when you go there, and you can still go there to this day, literally people just grabbed a few belongings and left. So they just literally, you go into school buildings or offices or apartments and you still got couches and TVs and toys and, it's like notebooks and everything like that.
People's dinner is still sitting on the fucking table.
Yeah, exactly.
They never saw that shit coming.
Well, and fortunately, I mean, outside of the power plant, there was no catastrophic or major death or anything like that. They were able to evacuate the people to safety and stuff like that. It was just because of the radioactivity levels, they were never able to come back. And even today, you can go visit there and you can go see it and tour around, but you can only be there for so long. And if you're going to be there longer,
there's people that still live there though. There's like
no, nobody lives there.
No.
Yeah, there's
still people that live there in Chernobyl.
No, it's 100% vacant.
No.
It was inhabitable.
I just saw a video. There's a woman. She lives. I think it's like 10 miles from the power plant, but it's in that area.
And Chernobyl is in Ukraine, and they just went there last month.
Yeah.
People go there all the time.
No, around the plant. So the city is still.
I just saw a thing where they built a giant dome over the actual plant.
I didn't see that.
Like a secondary cap.
Gotcha.
It was like two or 5 years ago that they built this secondary cap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first of all, both of y'all, I need to see your proof. So send that to me because I have been such a fan and so fascinated by this.
It was like a documentary.
The city itself has been inhabitable since the meltdown.
That's what I
there are other around the area, obviously, but the actual city itself, nobody has lived there since the accident.
Gotcha.
Nobody has lived there because they evacuated and never came back.
Hey,
it's been inhabitable.
People remain in Chernobyl.
How many?
43 years after the meltdown. Once the remaining returnees pass away, no one else is allowed to move into the excluded zone due to dangerous levels of radiation. It still exists. Although
where at? I'm talking about it.
It doesn't say here.
I'm talking about Pripyat.
Pripyat. We're talking Chernobyl, so I'll give you that.
I mean, but they built Pripyat around Chernobyl.
Oh, gotcha.
That is a completely abandoned city. It has been abandoned, and nobody has lived there since the accident. Surrounding areas and outer lying areas, after years and years or whatever. But I'm talking about one city.
Pripyat is also a river over there. Prypiat, right?
Yeah.
That is a river. I don't see the city. Hang on. Now that I know how to spell it.
If you look on go to Google, and Chernobyl's new safe confinement is the dome thing they built, and there's a full story on YouTube on how they built it. It really covers the entire. It's an anti-leak cover.
Yeah. Well, I mean, ever since the accident, they've been trying to still, because you're never going to get rid of that radiation and that.
Well,
so they've been trying to.
They got the quote unquote elephant's foot. It's literally leaking radiation that if you look at it, if you without looking through a camera, if you're physically in front of it, you're fucking dead.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no maybe. It's guaranteed.
Yeah. Well. Anyways, where I was going with this was Pripyat. They actually were in the process of building an amusement park there for the city.
That's crazy.
Right.
The Pripyat amusement park in the Pripyat, Ukraine, was supposed to open on May 1st, 1986. But only 5 days before the opening is when the Chernobyl disaster occurred nearby, resulting in 30 deaths in the months following the explosion. The park consisted of attractions and bumper cars and swing boats and swing carousel, a Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel still stands today unfinished and towering over the city's destruction, and the bumper cars are the strongest area of radiation in the park due to the overgrown vegetation.
And you're really going to run radiation with electricity. That's smart.
Well, this is after the disaster. This is after the meltdown. It wasn't.
It was being built before the meltdown.
Yeah, they built it. They built this entire city. And
I have a confirmation that there are still 100 people living in Pripyat.
I have.
And once they die, no one else is allowed to live there.
I got Pripyat a good distance away from Chernobyl on the map.
Right.
And like I said, I'm not even calling you out on it. I just thought Chernobyl was uninhabitable until recently.
No.
I'm not even going to lie. I thought it was uninhabitable because 25 years of radiation at the very least. And we had 43, you said?
It's
since
85
Chernobyl
years.
went down?
Mm-hmm. The 85-year-old lady, 85-year-old living in Chernobyl exclusion zone. Mm-hmm. The exclusion zone is the closest to the, it's that not safe area. Yes. And there's a person living there that is 85 years old. It looks like it's a dude.
Damn.
This is a YouTube video. It says meet the 85-year-old living in Chernobyl exclusion zone on YouTube. That's fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
85 years old, still living there.
Still living, yeah. They were survivors, but they radiated like a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. And you can't get rid of radiation once it's in you.
Yeah. But they like raise chickens and shit like that. I did watch this video because just like Chris said, Tony, you said you watched that miniseries. Once I watched that miniseries, I went on YouTube for a fucking deep dive.
Yeah.
And saw all this weird shit. And I was like, oh, fuck.
It's fucked up what happened over there, man.
No, it was crazy.
This mini it's the video the meet the 85-year-old is 3 minutes 20 seconds long.
Right.
But yeah. So yeah, people are still living there, but once they die, no one else is allowed to move in.
Mm-hmm.
These are people that were there the day of the meltdown, and they were just like, "Fuck it, I'm not going nowhere. I paid for this house."
Yeah, there's 1,000 square miles of land around the Chernobyl site that was declared inhabitable. They don't live in Pripyat, which is the city I'm referring to, the city I'm talking about. They live in the zone. So that's what I'm saying. The actual city itself is completely abandoned.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say.
I said I thought that too until recently when the attacks on Ukraine hit. I didn't think Chernobyl was in Ukraine. I was wrong on that. Then when
I didn't realize that either.
Yeah. And the 30 deaths that occurred after the explosion were cleanup and plant workers. So it wasn't anybody in the city or anything like that.
Right.
But
that miniseries, that guy that tried to open the door for dude, he touched the door and then started bleeding like he'd been shot 400.
Yes.
It was
if you have not seen that miniseries, y'all, I highly recommend it. That shit was outstanding. I'm not gonna lie. It was outstanding.
Heartbreaking to watch, but it's extremely interesting and it's very well done.
Yes.
Well, people say that the park was actually opened early for one day on April 27th. The meltdown happened on April 26th, and at that time they weren't evacuating people right away because they didn't know how. They thought they could contain it. They didn't know how dangerous it was. So they opened it on the 27th to try to calm everybody down and, kind of keep everybody in a good mood and whatnot.
Hey, all is well. See here. Keep going about your business. Nope, never mind. Get the fuck out.
This is the best I'm going to do, bro. I got my vape. That's it. Tim, you crazy. They built this city on rock and roll. Amen to that shit.
But
I don't smoke. Just cigarettes.
But yeah, so they were trying to, so they did open it. They said they probably opened it for one day, and that was before they decided to, everybody's got to get the fuck out of Dodge and bust them out of the city to never return. Today, the whole city of Pripyat, including the unfinished amusement park, is a destination for quote unquote, and I'm actually a huge fan of this and would like to do this maybe one day, Lord willing, dark tourism.
Do it.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to go to Chernobyl. I'm talking about other
walking through
abandoned
dark tourism.
Yeah, do that shit.
Guided tours through the Chernobyl ruins and abandoned towns and stuff like that. There you guys have it. You got Lake Shawnee, Indian Burial Ground, murder.
Oh, Mater.
And dumbass people on old rides dying, including a little girl in a truck for some reason. And the Holy Land and Pripyat amusement park to wet your whistles, if you will, on this deep dive.
That is the Ferris wheel at Pripyat.
And Saturday night we will jump back into it, and I will introduce you to a couple few more parks, if you will.
Word.
But
this motherfucker is sitting on a building in Pripyat.
Yeah. People go and tour there all the time.
Oh, yeah. Well, I watched, like I said, I did that deep dive when I went down the YouTube rabbit hole about Pripyat and Chernobyl and stuff. Mm-hmm. And there's people that, you in order to go there, before you can go, you just can't show up and go. You have to get a permit. And basically sign, if I die, it's not your fault.
You have to get permission and all that stuff.
And then when you come out, they have to check you for radiation poisoning.
Yeah, you have to get permission and all that jazz before you can go there. But
they did their walkthrough of Pripyat, and they did, like you said, Chris. They showed this was the city of the future, so to speak, surrounded around the power plant. And the power plant was literally, I think it's like a mile and a half from Pripyat. It's not like dead center in town,
Right.
But when it went off, and as you saw in the documentary, people stepped out their houses going, "What was that fucking noise?" And smoke.
Something you ain't gonna be able to run away from. That's what that noise was.
Well, the thing was, it all came down to, as it showed in that documentary, is that the rods that were supposed to stop the meltdown were copper laced or copper tipped, and they weren't supposed to be.
They weren't pure uranium that was contained.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. And
was it uranium or plutonium? I forgot.
I don't remember. I think it's uranium. But when the too touched. If it wouldn't have had that tip, everything would have been fine. But since they went cheap on the build, so to speak, they fucked up.
They fucked up.
Good shit.
But if supposedly if you build a nuclear power plant correctly and don't go cheap on it, it is the safest and cleanest form of energy. But you gotta trust that it was built.
I don't want to trust it. I don't know.
You know,
But
unless I'm building it myself, I'm out.
well, that's
And I
all
don't
the
think I
more
would
reason
trust it if I
not
built
to
it
trust
either.
it.
Yeah.
All the more reason not to trust it. Jeff built it. But with that being said, we do appreciate y'all listening. We appreciate y'all hanging out as always. Another episode. Another episode.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, another fantastic episode in the books. Join us Saturday night where we'll be bringing back after a week hiatus. We'll be bringing back the starting five, your top five superpowers that you would like to have. We will again have what the fuck news. I will indulge these guys with a couple more alien stories.
Pentagon is finally starting to talk about it. It's on the news. Y'all look.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what.
And of course, I will bring you guys.
The way that everybody thought they would either.
Yeah, and of course, I will bring you guys a couple more amusement parks with creepy, horrific histories.
Saying, when you do that and you bring up the girl on the swing set, that was
hey, how about this for an idea? Save all your questions until I get done telling this. Until I get done with the park in question.
You literally skimmed over it like it was a footnote.
For what I'm doing, it literally is just a footnote.
No big deal. She was hit by a truck, but she was on a swing.
It is for what I'm doing. It's literally a footnote. It's meant to be skimmed across. I wasn't telling the fucking story in history on the stupid little girl that got hit by a fucking truck
while on a swing.
While on a swing.
If you want that, I'll pull a Tony. If you want to know why the little girl got hit on the truck while she was on the swing, look it up yourself and let me know next week. I'm gonna get your ass.
Tony, you got me.
But we do
the worst Eddie Murphy laugh.
Brady to make it.
You do have a great. Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy.
No, with that being said, we are out of here. If you guys aren't already, go ahead and check us out on all social media at Nonsensical Nonsense, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Join us live every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday night on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Check out every episode of the podcast on Spotify and everywhere you listen to podcasts at. We are there. We are there for your listening pleasure. You can email us if you'd like to email. Send us your starting fives at nonsensicalnonsensepodcast@gmail.com. It's on the bottom of the screen if you're watching us live. And we do have a merch store if you're interested in any of that jazz at teespring.com/nonsensicalnonsensepodcast. So go give us a follow. Go give us a like. And if you'd be so kind, give us a little share. We're going to end the show the only way we know how with our guys in Blacktop Mojo. See you later, Mr. Twix. Have a good one. Thank you guys for listening.
Please be good, man.
Comment of the night, gentlemen. Comment of the
night. Tim comes in solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
If you guys don't know who Blacktop Mojo is, check them out wherever you stream music and on all social media at Blacktop Mojo. Give the guys some love. Let them know we sent you. We are out of here until Saturday night. There you go. Here we go.
sir. Can I help you?
Do you have any weapons of any kind? Anything to defend yourself?
Sir, this is a Speedy Mart. We have hot dogs 2 for $1. I just put them on the roller yesterday. They're pretty good.
No, man, like something sharp, something like I can stab, defend myself with.
I've got some sharp cheddar combos
Some
over
sharp
there.
cheddar
It's kind of like a
combos
Ritz
over
cracker
there. It's kinda
pregnant
like
with a
Ritz
cheese
cracker
baby.
pregnant with a cheese baby.
All right, well, let me just take one of these lighters and I'm gonna borrow your bug spray and can I borrow your bathroom key as well?
Yeah, bathroom key. All right. I got your bathroom key right there. Make sure you bring that back. And that'll be $13.62. And I'm gonna have to have exact change, sir. We're in a coin shortage at the moment.
Whatever, man. Okay. There's that. There's that. No, I'm sorry.
A mother in the sky, take this sacrifice. I wanna live forever. And now, a spirit in the earth, give me a new birth, make me a god like you.
Oh shit,
Oh,
Chuck.
shit, Chuck.
Oh shit, Chuck.
Oh shit, Chuck!
A mother in the sky, take this sacrifice. I wanna live forever. And now, a spirit in the earth, give me a new birth, make me a god like you. Make me a god like you.
Calm the fuck down, Jeffrey. Jesus Christ.
I can't put it in my throat. I'm waiting to go smoke this. No longer not smoking now.
And with that being said, that's the end of the show. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you Saturday night for a brand new episode. Same nonsensical time, same nonsensical channel. Jeffrey, what do you have to say about that?
Deuces!
Tony D.
Mother had you, mother made you, motherfucker.
There it is. Don't let your children play on swing sets near trucks. The more you know.
Stay away from the horny
And knowing is half the battle. Goodbye, motherfuckers. Where's it at?
Hero.
Hit the button.
Hit the fucking button, click! Jeez.